Hi, guys. How are you? I'm so sorry. Oh my God, Thor's already acting up. I'm so sorry, you guys. Earlier, Cuff You said you should go live or like something about going, or asked if I was going live because I said I was going live. So, Thor, come here. You want me to help you? What's the matter, buddy? I put a shirt on him and I don't know if he likes it. He's like shaking, not shaking, like trying to shake it off. But anyway, you guys, I legit tried to set up the stream from my phone and clearly I messed up because I could not get on it for the life of me. And finally, I'm like, just delete the other one and repost this. So that's what I did. And I hope I'm going to give it a minute for people to come in because I just deleted the stream on a bunch of people because I didn't want other people, like if you have a notification, this one would send one out. So, what a mess. But you guys, welcome. Who do we have here so far? So far, I see Cuff You, like always. Harlot, like always. I love you guys. I really do. You have no idea. Shelly, love you. I love all of you. Andrea, who else is here? Tony, love you, Tony. Loving all the girls and the guys too. All right, I think I got all of us so far. But we're going to give it a second because I literally don't know what I did, but it was not my intent um, to mess up like that. So I do apologize. I feel like we need to change the theme in the back so that people don't get like mixed up when they're like the people that replay on the replay. That's what I'm trying to say. Look, I rhymed it. I didn't even mean to. But anyway, I'm just going to pick something. So let's see what I pick. Let's pick. I'm just going to go willy-nilly here. There's so many options. Sometimes when there's too many options, that's not always the best. What should we do here? That one looks like a boob. Some of these are weird. Okay, I'm going to choose. While we're waiting for people to come in. Let's go with. I don't even know what to go with, you guys. We'll go with this one because I feel like Cuff You likes these or somebody likes these, I remember. So we'll go with this one tonight. This will be the one that I decide on. So how's everyone doing? Are we good? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You guys hooked me up with the subscribe. I am so like genuinely grateful. Thank you all to all of you and please continue to subscribe. Lucy made it. Yay. Is Barbara here? Barb. Hey, Barb. Hiya. Truth is here. Hiya, Truth. I'm so excited, you guys. I love you guys. You guys all make me smile. You really do. Sassy Cat is here. Love it. Okay, you guys. Are you guys ready to get into another Gypsy night? Oh my God. Like, what a mess. But before we do that, well, actually, I should wait a little bit until more people come in because if you've seen it on Discord, I made a little thank you to my peeps and I wanted to show it. But I'll give it a little bit so that more people come in so that they could see it because I really want to say thank you to all of you that are so generous to me. It's nothing big. It's just like a thank you thing, like, but I just wanted to show it. But anyway, I'll show it in a minute. So while we're waiting for people to still come in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad all of you are here. That makes me so happy. I'm glad I decided to go live. So I was going to go live. I said I was going to go live last night. And when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So that's what we have tonight. We're going live. All right, let me pull up. While we're waiting for people to come in, we're going to pull up our Gypsy files. Let's see. What do we get into today? Well, let me share it first, and then you guys can see it as well. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so let me just pull it up, and then you guys can help me decide. what we look at. Hold on, let me change this around a little. Oh no, that wasn't what I wanted. Okay, just until, just so you guys could see what our options are here. I don't know if anybody has a particular, um, yes, we are having fun on Discord, you guys. So you should come over to Discord. You should drop the link. It's a really good Discord. I'm very happy with it. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Tina. I'm so excited, you guys. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. You guys are the best. You really are. I can't even stand it. I can't stand it. You guys are amazing. Um, hold on. Where am I right now? Oh my God, you guys. I'm like an old lady anymore. I don't know what's happening. See? Look, I had to put on my own thing. What is wrong with me? I know what I was trying to do. Hold on. Where are we at? Where's Barbara Hall? Barbara. Where are you? Barbara, look. I think it's time. Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara, you should change colors. My girl. Barbara, have you talked to ChatGPT anymore? How's it going? Is it going good? What should we, does anybody have, I'm looking over here, does anybody have any like preferences? If not, I'll just pick something. So we already looked at these messages. Let's look at a few of these. It says clips and photos. So let's look at a few clips and photos. You guys, if for some reason the stream drops, just know that I'm not doing anything. I don't know what happened yesterday. That was quite weird. But if that happens, just go right back to my channel because I'll just redo it like I did last night. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you never know. So just in case. So I was looking through the file, and remember yesterday when we looked about hold on, is this what you guys are saying too? Yeah, you guys are saying the same thing. So oh my gosh, you guys. So these are the text messages. How old are these? Ready? This is so old that I realized that they were taking a picture, like with a camera, of the screen of the phone of the text message. You know how like now we have screenshot and stuff? It was just a whole thing. It was funny. So we're gonna look at some of these. Let me see if I can make them bigger for you guys. But these are the text messages that she was talking about to her dad and stepmom, I think it was, that she said something about the text messages and about the text messages coming out. Oh, what's going on with that? Why is that doing that? Oh, I guess I have to do it like this and just wait, hold on. I don't like that. Let's do document viewer and see if we could see it better. Let's share this tab instead. Okay. Oh, I don't know that that really mattered. I don't know why. That's so weird the way that they have it here, you guys. Like, you can't completely see I could see what it says, but they don't make it easy for us to see. But I'll tell you what it says up here. So up at the very top, it says, "Hey, sweetie," but I can't see who wrote "Hey, sweetie." I guess I could figure it out from the next one. But then we move down to here and we have, all right, this is Gypsy, and then it says defendant. Okay, so that's how we're going to know. So it's Gypsy and Nick. Okay, and it starts on May 27, 2015. So this was just a week or two before the crime. I wish we had the messages from like way before this. That would have been so helpful, but whatever. This is what they have. This is what we're going to see. So since I now was able to figure that out, who is this from? So he writes, it was him that says, "Hey, sweetie," because it's in blue. So she writes or puts big smile. He says, "Dear, will there be less of these freakouts in person?" So she's having freakouts. She's like not controlling herself. So he asked if there's going to be less freakouts. And she says, yes, darling. When we're together, I will be a lot more relaxed. And he says, mostly because we can use hugs and kisses. Oh, she says, sorry, the pink is her. Mostly because we can use hugs and kisses and body language to prevent it. So she uses sex here as a way to manipulate, in my opinion. Like that, you'll see. It gets even more. Oh, come on. So then it says, I have to like look real close because I can hardly say it. There's XOXOXO, she puts. Then he puts, oh no, hold on. It just went, really? Hold on one sec, you guys. It's coming back up. There we go. So she writes, or he writes, that message to my edit or something. She writes big smile again. He says, oh, this is the same one. Less freakouts. It's the same one. I don't know why. So there was 2 of the same in a row. So hold on. Let's go to the next one. Oh, why isn't it going like that? Oh, I have to go back to this way. This one's going to be easier. I'm going to share this tab instead. And let's just go this way. There we go. So let me just make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing real quick. I'm going to make it bigger so that I know that that's okay. Good. We're just going to do it this way. So smile, smile. We'll give you the rest of the freakouts in person. Okay. So then this is Friday, May 29th. So this is now the next day. So Gypsy texts him at 1:20 a.m. Hey, handsome. At 1:21. Hey, gorgeous. Okay. And then she says, drool makes you horny, LOL. What? And she says, you're weird. Okay. And then that was weird. And then it looks like there's like 2 of the same ones in a row. That's weird. And then Thursday, May 28th, it says, we are all lovey again, my cutie pie, says Gypsy. And then it says, oh, I don't like how they do this. It's not like the Mackenzie ones. All right, let's see. Hold on. Why is it the same ones? Am I going to have to go out each time and go back in? Because that'll suck. Oh, no, it looks like there's like the same ones here. That's why. So that wasn't, I thought it was like a fluke. It's not. So here we go. So then she says on May 30th, besides smaller is less trouble. He says, I hope so, because it should be an easy one to transcend to. And then she says, are you ready? Like in all ways, hun? And he says, what do you mean, dear? Okay, what do you mean, dear? She says, for me. He says, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be so eager to be flying with you, dear. Oh my God, you guys, I can't believe this. I think they like have the same thing again. Yeah, because it's always, this is the same exact picture again. I don't know if they do it 3 times. Oh no, this is a new one. Wait, ready? Oh guys, wait till you hear for this. I think this is why I'm going with the manipulative thing too. Wait till you hear this. She writes, for me, if I wasn't, I would be so eager to be living with you, dear, he says. And then she says, I was supposed to get pregnant in a week and a half. He says, okay, hun, so what are you saying? And she says, I just feel sad that I'm not. And he says, oh, I see, hun. So I did some digging, and here, I don't know this to be true, but from what I was able to find, they had already met at the movies at the Cinderella thing, and apparently they went in the bathroom and like did stuff. I'm wondering if she made it seem like she was pregnant, and we're going to see why I think that. Okay, and then same picture again. And then she says, I just feel sad that I'm not. He says, oh, I see, hun. And she says, part of me is really worried about my tube. And he says, what if I could, or no, she says, what if I could have it taken out by being pregnant? Wait, what if I could have it taken out being pregnant? And he says, you said you would have it taken out. And she said, could you wait like 10 months for that plan? Okay. And then, let me see, is this the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. It's probably going to be the same one again. Oh no, here we go. And then he says, you said you would have it taken out. And she says, could you wait 10 months for the plan? He says, so you want me to get you pregnant again? And she says, I'm getting it changed, hon. And he says, oh, because for a second, I thought you wanted me to get you pregnant again, dear. And she says, I just was wondering, does Big Ben have a hospital? Oh, so where he lives, is there a hospital there in case she needs it? Right? So then he says, so you want me to get you pregnant again? And she says, I'm getting it changed, hon. Okay, that's that part. It was the same one. And then she says, besides, I'm late on my period. And he said, no, there's not a hospital, but there definitely is a hospital, you guys. And then, or somewhere, somewhere. And then she says, besides, I'm late on my period. And he says, no. She says, okay. He says, got CHYA. Huh? And then he writes, oh, gotcha, duh. And then he writes, And then, let's go again. On Sunday, May 31st, so we're getting closer, Gypsy writes at 12:25 a.m. So it seems like they talk a lot after midnight. Gypsy writes, you're a great daddy, and thank you for doing the worst for the best of us. Okay? You're a great daddy. Thank you for doing the worst for the best of us. Then it says, this is from Gypsy. I got pain medicine for my back and I exercised my leg. So I'm a bit weak walking, but I'll build strength. And he says, no, you meant to say you're like daddy. It could be part of why your daddy's good. Your daddy's good, girl, but you're more like daddy than you may realize, dear. So he's daddy in the situation. She says, I'm not used to my weight of walking. Gravity is like new, lol. And then he says, I believe in you, honey, as I always have. So I know someday you'll walk completely normal. Okay. And then she says, I just realized the next few years I'll be able to kiss you. And then she says, I never had a New Year's kiss. And then she says, I need to practice kissing. We are like two fish going for one hook. Oh, God, please. And then he says, I'm proud of you, sweetie, and I'm glad I could help. She says, will you need an anxiety medication to calm you down after, hun? So she's like offering him Xanax and shit. And then she says, you're the most important person to me, sweetie. You're like me. Fight for what you want and need. And he says, dear, I don't believe in meds. In me, I don't believe in I don't believe in meds in me. I seem to be immune to them. But you just do what I taught you and I'll calm down if it's me. But just listen and obey my evil side and you'll calm him down. Okay? And then he says, is this the same one? Let's see. Yeah, that's the same one. And then it says, come on. This thing's a pain in the butt. Oh, I guess this is the next one. She says, I just want to say thank you. You're my hero, and I will never leave you, hon. I'm staying with you for eternity. Then she says, 2103 West Volunteer Way, Springfield, Missouri, 65803. And then he says, okay, baby, but he hasn't said anything yet, dear. He meaning his evil side. Okay, following? So then he says, dear, I was open to her about that a long time ago, and she's letting me make life decisions myself with you, hun. She trusts me." He's talking about his mom. So now we're on June 9th at 8:40 p.m. So then he writes, "She just doesn't know the full deer." I guess like Gypsy. And then he changes it to plan. "She doesn't know the full plan. The full plan, dear." Okay. Then Gypsy says, now it's 7:30 a.m. on June 9th. Gypsy says she sleeps on her tummy, like I said, but a light sleeper, hun. What? Then she says, "This shit's gonna go down tonight," Ruby said. So remember he said that the guy, like his guys didn't say anything to him yet? Well, Ruby is her bad side, and Ruby says it's gonna happen tonight. So then he says, "What does she mean by that, dear?" "Please let me know as soon as you can, hon." So, like, what do you mean he doesn't know what she means by that? And then Gypsy says, "It means it all happens tonight." He says, "How did Ruby feel about it, hon?" Oh, no wonder why she was worried about these messages. I would have been too. So now they're sending hearts to each other. So she sends, "Sweetness, I'm going to go take my meds." And he says, "Okay, dear." Oh my God. Then he says, "That's good, dear. I'm glad you made it." And she says, "Oh, I guess it's not all the way in order because now it says June 8th. So now it just went backwards for some reason." She says it was a 6-hour wait in the ER. So she goes to the ER. So over here, she goes to the ER if we're going backwards. At least it's done. So we're good for a year. So this is what happened. So she gets her like a tube. She goes to the ER to get it like changed, but they don't go like to an appointment. They go in the emergency room to do it, which I thought was like different because my like Gianna's had to get many medical things. Like she's had to go to like the walls and stuff like that. And they do it at the hospital, but it's not the ER. So I was like, that's not a great use of like the emergency room. I don't know. And then she says, this is at 2:30 p.m. "You think I'm spoiled by how my room looks, a closet full of name brand clothes." And he says, "I already know you're spoiled, hon." LOL. She says, LOL. He says, "I knew that would make you laugh, dear." Oh my God, you guys. I feel like he doesn't have the same mentality here. So then he says, "I'm about to put," what? What? He says on June 2nd, it literally skipped around. Wait, let me see. Because that way I'll go in order. If it's still skipping around, I'll go backwards. That way we can go in order because that was a little unhinged what I just saw. Here, let me go a little further. And then we'll just go the other way so that. All right, let's see where we at. This is May 31st, so we should be there soon. I don't know why it started at May 31st and then went backwards. Okay, so this is the beginning. Or the beginning of that part. So May 31st. That's weird. She says, "Okay, good, sweetie. What's your stepdad's name? Just so I know." And he says, "Charlie." "That's what it is, hon." She says, "Okay, darling, cool." He says, "Yes, dear." She says, "Please be online." He says, "Okay, darling." Oh, I have to go this way. I forgot. Sorry. So then, okay, this is the same one. I have to remember that it does it twice. Okay. And then the next one says, "I'm in for it, hun. This is May 31st at 7:52. So then she writes, "No doubts." And he writes right back, "Okay, darling." She says, "That's all. Just okay." I guess she was looking for more. And then she says, I was expecting, I don't know, joy, I guess. And then he says, dear, of course I'm happy. And then she says, I'm going to the church, hun. She's going to church? He said, okay, hun. And I'm with you at all times. And she said, darling, I'm 100% with the plan. So on May 31st, she was 100% with the plan. And he says, what do you mean, hun? So this is my thing. I'm starting to wonder, you guys. I don't know his diagnoses. I know that he was diagnosed with autism. I know that they play roles in like fantasy and all, but could he like legit have dissociative identity? Because I feel like there's sometimes that he knows what she's talking about, and other times, like you'll see right here, she's like, I'm 100% with the plan. And he goes, what do you mean, dear? I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And then she says, I'm for it, hun. And he says, no doubts. Or she said, no doubt. Sorry. She says, no doubt. So then let's see how he responds. So then she says, sadly, 10 minutes ago, all I wanted was to snuggle with you. So now, do you see how she's now using snuggling? Like she knows that, I don't know. He says, dear, just stop talking to me. You're only going to make things worse. Since apparently now I know I can't open up to you just because of that. You keep bitching. What? She said I opened it. Wait, what time was that? That was June 2nd at 2:31 a.m. Then at 2:32 she said I opened it. And then she said, "I was. I was what you wanted and you pushed me away." That was what you Oh my god, that she said I was what you wanted and then you pushed me. You guys, I'm seeing I don't even know. I mean I do know. I just don't know where to go with it as far as what I should say or shouldn't say. Well, let me just finish with this. I can't believe I just did that. Actually, I can believe it. Hold on. I don't know why I just did that. Haha. We were down here. I just don't know which one. So now I'm just going to click on one and see. We were at June 2nd. This is June 2nd. Look at that. Okay, so here, wait, let me just go this way to make sure I didn't miss anything because this is like a serious. Yeah, okay, so that is so weird, you guys. I literally picked up right where we left off. And then she says, I opened it up. It's what you wanted, and you pushed me away. And then she says, I want to get this thing off. I guess I just have to wait a second. She says, as soon as it goes away, I'll be able to tell us. Why can't I see it sometimes and other times I can't? There you go. I want you. I do. But I'm bad for you, says Gypsy. And then she says, stay with me, please. You guys, she like love bombs him. And then she like hurts him. And then she blames herself, like, oh, like whatever. And then she says, please stay with me. I don't know. I'm seeing cycles here, or patterns. Let's say that. He says, I'm about to put the blade on my wrist. Okay. And let it bleed if you don't come back within the next 3 minutes. This is at 3:59 a.m. At 4 a.m., she says, I'm here, my love. I'm back. And then she says, look, I'm going on my Facebook now. Then he says, then I'll put the blade away for now, which is very manipulative on his part too, right? Like that's very manipulative. So then, that's what we just read. I guess they have like a triple of this one. Oh no, here goes a new one. He says, you better get online if you mean what you're saying. And she said, huge kiss for the one I miss. Huge kiss for the one I miss. Ugh. So then Oh, I gotta not touch it, see what it says. Oh, we have to go back further. Oh no, maybe that doesn't help. Let's see what happens. Maybe that first one is like left over from the other one. So then she says, you might think I'm spoiled by how my room looks and my closet is full of name brand clothes. Then he says, I already know you're spoiled. I knew it would make you laugh, da da da. And I think we've read the rest of this. That's good, dear. I'm glad you made it. And she says, okay, wait, hold on. Let me read that because I don't know that we read this part. I don't know if it's just like skipping around. That's weird. Or if they say the same thing sometimes. So on June 8th, now we're getting closer. I believe it happens June 9th. So she says, you might think I'm spoiled. Oh, and then he said, I already know you're spoiled. So I went back too far. Let me go back one more. So then he says, that's good, dear. I'm glad you made it. This is on June 8th at 9:27 p.m. Gypsy says, it was a 6-hour walk in the, or wait, it was a 6-hour wait in the ER. He says, wow. She says, at least it's done. So we're good for a year. And she's talking about her tube. So then they put hearts. She says she's going to go take her meds. Then, let's see. Now this is the 9th, and this is when I think it happens. This is when she says she sleeps on her tummy. She's a light sleeper. And she says, this shit's going down tonight. And he says, what does she mean by that, dear? Please let me know as soon as you can. Oh my God, you guys. And then he says, dear, I was open to her about that a long time. Oh, that's his mom. Oh no, where's the part where he comes? It's like crazy. I saw it earlier. Nope, that's the same one. Let's see. Gypsy says on June 10th, so maybe it wasn't, maybe it was June 10th. I just want to say this. Thank you. You're my hero, and I will never leave you. I'll stay with you for eternity. So this is what gets me with this one. I feel like this is, in my opinion, this is a manipulation. So there's an interview I saw of him, and I'll try to find it next, but he's talking to the reporter and like he's still in love with her, which makes me wonder if he really believed that they were together like till eternity. Because do you guys remember the video yesterday when it was like when he was in court and it was like, oh, what did it say? It was like, I'll always be with you no matter what happens. Like, just let them know where you are, da da da. So then she writes to him the address, and then he says, okay, baby, but he hasn't said anything yet, meaning his alter ego that's supposed to do the crime. So then he says, I'm proud of you, sweetie, and I'm glad I could help. She said, will you need anxiety meds? And then she said, you're the most important person to me. What just happened? We have someone new subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I'm so excited. So then he says, well, you see, you guys, I'll know if you subscribe. I don't know why that just went on, but it's on. So now we know. So that's good. Will you need an anxiety med to calm you down after, hun? And this is where he says that he doesn't put anxiety medication in his body. So then where are we at now? We are at, that's when she tells him about she's not used to her weight on her legs. And he says, I know that someday you're going to be able to walk. And then then it jumps back here. So I guess that's it. But I feel like there was another thing that we're missing. It wasn't just about kissing, I'm telling you. I'm going to have to, I don't know if there's like another thing in here, but I saw it, you guys. And it was like, hold on, let's see. No, it says it starts. Thursday, May 28th. Yeah, no, that's so weird, right? What's this stuff? What's this? Let's see. They're screenshots. Come on. Oh, is this Facebook? Ooh, what is this? Why are you trying to dig it up, says Sydney. Who are these people? She's gone. Gypsy isn't even in Missouri. Let it go. Move on. And then Nanette says, you're only 2 years late to the party. Move on. Get your laptop and do research. Wikipedia is a good place to start. There's countless news stories and documentaries on this girl. And then she says, being a person who has known both of them, the one thing that has always confused me and stood out was the fact that she always says she was never in school and did not know how to read or write, but yet she was fine with communication skills via her messages on Facebook and the ability to know how to create and hide Facebook accounts. The stories don't make sense and never have. I was a neighbor and knew, oh my God, this was a neighbor. And then the Lindsay girl says, yeah, this was years ago. Who cares? The daughter pled and served her time. Maybe focus on actual atrocities being committed in our country and not just sensationalize M word. And then Steve chimes in, I'd rather have the files released. And then the Amber girl said, here's a link to read all of the documents. Is that the one I'm on? Oh, wait, I'm going to have to look now real quick. Well, I'll look in a minute. So then Julie says, anyone that does that to their kid is a monster. Sydney says, why are you trying to dig this up? Jacqueline says, it's crazy to me that people still give an F about this bull crap. We didn't have serious crap going on. At the end of the day, someone got killed, but also that person was responsible for mental illness that they had, whether or not it's 100% the truth or not, it happened. It was illegal. She did her part on being shitty, and so did Gypsy. Absolutely no one is innocent at all in this scenario, says Jacqueline. Mary says, are you kidding? I don't know why all of this is in the case file, though. Mary says, are you kidding? The woman was a child. Yes, people get tired of Gypsy and her online grifting, but come on, her mother was a socio. No one, I don't know why I just didn't say that out loud. No one gets their child's adult teeth all removed unless they want to abuse them. And then Lindsay said, yeah, this was years ago. Who cares? Oh my God, the daughter pled and served her time. Candace says, oh, yes, I'm familiar with that story, and I saw the documentary they did at her home in Springfield. And then Brandy says, I was in prison with Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Gypsy is a monster. She's a master manipulator. Oh my God, you guys. And then Ariana says to Seth, didn't you say you grew up next to her or something? And Jacqueline chimes in, this is crazy to me that people still give an F. Like Jacqueline's not happy. Christina says, even if the whole story is lies, nothing can be done about it now. It looks like you're years too late if you wanted to help the woman. Other than that, you're after views because what else is the point? And Carmen says, who cares? Let's focus on... Oh, God, Thor. Let's focus on the note found under... What? Casey Bridge. What? A kid writing helped a kidnapped, or I think she was trying to say, like, let's focus on something else. Oh no, what did I do? Oh wait, I know where I'm at. I'm right here. Sorry about that. Okay, so Eternity says, I can't believe people are still talking about this. It's been how long? Y'all need to move on and focus on current crimes. Candace says, may I ask who that is you're talking about and what happened? I live in Springfield as well. And then somebody says Marsha Smith. That's who they were talking about. And this is in a group post. So the group post was about on September 22nd, Ashley's baby, Into the Weeds. Oh, okay. So you guys, this is all from Into the Weeds. So everybody make sure you go to Into the Weeds. And so, oh, I didn't see this. What? Let me make sure you guys can see this before. Hold on, Allie. Before I hit play. You guys, what is this? All right, hold on. We're going to play this.
a very good liar without any conscience. She taught me how to be a good liar, a very good liar without any conscience. And I'm changing that. I'm trying to be a good person now. I don't want to be like my mother, and I'm nothing like her.
What? I don't want to be anything like my mother. I don't want to be anything like her. Nuh-uh. Let's see what the next one said.
On kids' diapers. So she didn't know, like, just even feminine hygiene. And so I was like, wow, this is like a coming of age in prison. And so I stayed in touch with her. And that was the start. There's so much to share. Sorry, I'll just shut up.
Well, I mean, to that point, she said no at first, which is surprising to me because when you watch, she seems just like this open
that's her
book
husband.
and also very well adjusted to what she's been through. What was the process of getting her to want to share her story?
Well, at the beginning, she wanted me to talk to her mom, Christy. She calls her stepmother,
Just in the last little steps, you know, my story came in, and I remember Gypsy telling me, like, she kept telling Melissa, like, hey, y'all need to interview this guy. This guy's very important.
Yeah.
And then it came out later that we were getting married, so just one of those things. That's how I got involved.
He's
Just
very
kinda
important.
Fell in it.
Love. How much access were you given to Gypsy once, you know, this kind of came into play? And what was that permission kind of process like with the prison system?
Okay, so I have kids that are in their 20s, and so like they will tell you that they still hear Gypsy's voice, her phone calls every Tuesday. So she has to do a recording, and when you accept the recorded prison phone call, it gives us like standard template, and you're gonna know it. Hey, it's Gypsy.
I heard it a lot. Yeah, I heard it a lot.
So like the cadence and everything is like when she would, even now as she's a free woman, when she calls, my kids are like, hey,
Wow, this
it's
is
Gypsy. And okay, so every Tuesday she would call, and her access varied because of the prison system. So at the beginning she had 15-minute phone calls.
So is this?
And then it would be interrupted with, you have 1 minute remaining. You know, you have 30, like, before that. But like really wanted to share his house, the metal.
I don't know
What Rod is, and what I know we're
Trying to figure me out. And it was one of those where she grilled me, you know, and it was one of those where I just had to sit there and take it. And I took it with a smile, you know, because that was going to be my sister-in-law. So it was one of those where it was different. It was very different.
And as you mentioned, you know, your relationship was a surprise. The engagement was a surprise. And the entire last episode is focused on your relationship. How did you decide to pivot? You know,
Oh, this is for that show. All right. I guess that was a producer. We're going to skip past that. You guys all have access to this. And again, into the weeds. What is this? Wait, Nicholas, go to John support. Why can't I make this bigger? That stinks. Oh, I can't. All right, hold on. This one says, there are some unknowns at play here. I don't have anything leading up to my release. Oh, wait, this is her. Oh, my God. This is her in prison. Hold on. Let me go this way and see, because I want to see. I don't want to make sure that I'm starting on one end and it's something else. Oh, my God. What is this, you guys? There's so much stuff in here. I don't even know where to go.
Whenever you go anywhere from Disney, they try to pump you with sugar. Mm-hmm. By the end of the night, it was closing time. I was so filled with sugar that I was dancing up and down Main Street at Magic Kingdom. And then it's funny because the park was all closed. The castle was there.
Oh my God.
And I go to the castle and I touch the railing and I'm like, there's nobody else here.
So they got you all hopped up on sugar all over the place?
Oh yeah.
That's nice of them.
Who, Audacious Audrey? I'll look it up.
I bet.
What post? How do I get to it? Is it like what platform is it on? I'm so glad you came across me too, Ash. I hope you're subscribed. But someone tell me about Audacious Audrey so that I can look that up. All right, that's all that was there. I thought it was going to be longer. It said it was 45 minutes, but I guess it was 45 seconds. What's this? Oh, for Mommy Dearest. Oh, that one's for Munchausen by proxy, which we now know is factitious disorder and factitious disorder on another. All right, what else do we got here? All right, there's a lot of these documents. Maybe I should go out and just go to the next one instead of doing all that. All right, let's go to here. So let me see the date here. This date, you guys, is... No, it doesn't say, does it? It says posted in GRB Snark. Oh, I guess that's where somebody reposted it. Let me go back because I feel like, let me see if you guys put where it was. Yeah, on the first time I seen you on DT show, I started following you. Oh, I love you. Thank you. I've seen you in here before. I was just making sure you were subscribed. Bill 3 autism will not be able to do the things he did. She's on her YouTube post from a few hours ago. Okay, so let me put this in. What is it again? Audacious Audrey. Audacious Audrey. I got it. Audacious Audrey. And then, hold on, let me share the screen with you guys so that you could see it. All right, now I just have to put it on the screen. Okay, this is Audacious Audrey. So let's hit a subscribe. I always make sure I do that because I want people to do that for me, so I do it for them. Okay, so what am I going to? Her post? Should I go to recently upload? Oh, Gypsy's medical file, this one? Is that what we're talking about, or should I be going to like, is that her? Wait, let me click on, should I click on videos? What should I go to? Here we go. We're just going to go to her page and find out. So if we go to her post, spending my day snuggled up on the couch with a warm cup of Georgia peach tea. And the, oh my God, I told you the Justine vials. Remember I told you my daughter was telling me that that's what they were called? That's so crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe that. So should I like go in on this? Wait, let me just see, just to make sure that I'm going to what you want me to go to. I will email it to you. Oh, you will? Like right now? Because I'll pull that crap up. Let me get into my email so that it can just come right up when you email me. Let me pull my email up. Thank you, you guys. See, we work together as a team. All right, let me see. Here's my email. God, Thor, he's so dramatic. Oh, I got you misbehaving. Text in order? Shut up. I love you. Oh, here's the thing from earlier today. Do you think that she would mind if we show parts of her stream? I just subscribed to her. I dropped her. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Thank you. So let me see what you say. Hopefully, you know, I don't know. What do you think? Like, is it cool, do you think? I got your email. We're going to go in it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got the link to Audacious. I just want to see. Hold on. Let me change the view that you guys have because I'm going to a different thing. So let me go to this one real quick, and then I'll share the screen instead. Oh shit, look at you. You're the best. Thank you so much. You guys, this is them in order. I knew I didn't have them all. I didn't think I had them all. I was like, what's happening? Should I go through them again real quick? Oh, yes, I have to, because listen to this, you guys. Oh my God. Thank you so much. See, this is the crap that really helps. So thank you guys. Like, I really appreciate this. You didn't have to do this for me. I appreciate that, because I knew that I saw different ones where there was like more that I was like, wait a minute, like there's other stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, here we go. Wednesday, May 27th, 2015. I have my voice on and all. We ready? Here's Gypsy. What was it for, hon? He says, that was my evil side who did that. You know, my good side would never call you that, hun. Maybe a bitch when you're being one, but that's all, hun. Oh, see, we would have broke up right there. Done. We would have been done. Done. That would have been done. So then he says, well, it's all true, hun. And it was about voices in my head. But instead of getting rid of them, they became part of me. You guys, what the F did I say earlier? I'm telling you, I'm either psychic, you guys, or I'm just really good at psychology, because I legit said earlier about that. Then he says, how it works is based on my thoughts and feelings, dear. Depends on what part of me is showing, honey. She says, I understand, hun, but that don't mean I don't understand you. I do. He says, well, maybe after I explain it to you, you'll understand, sweetie. Otherwise, no one else understands, hun. She says, well, I do. I understand. You understand me and my different ways. And he says, well, we're supposed to understand each other if we just know how to express each other, dear. She says, sometimes I'm too expressive, lol. He says, not really, because expression involves detail. And you know I'm better at that, hon. She says, yes, you are, but I too want everything you do too. He says, what do you mean? She says, everything you said you want, I want. She says, to be together. He says, honey, this is where we're different though. And then he writes in caps, I don't just want everything with you, but I need everything with you for me to feel complete, sweetheart. That's red flag. She says, I need you too. You promise me the good part of you will never die. By the way, I'm on Facebook too. He says, really, dear? Because at times I wonder if you need me. And then he says, baby, it could never die. She says, I do, in capital letters, need you. It kills me to make you have to be on these ups and downs. He says, honey, you would not mind using a sweet name every once in a while. It helps me remember I'm worshipped, hon. What? What? If you wouldn't mind, you guys, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just show me how you worship me, that would be great. Thanks. If you want to mind, you know what I mean? Like, no big deal. That's a normal. She says, instead of saying that's normal, she says, you're sweet. He says, that's better, dear. Like, what is happening? What the F is happening? So then she says, it's not that I don't worship you. I do, baby. I do. And I look forward to being with you. I'm just dealing with everything changing, hun. He says, about you, or exactly what changes, dear? She says, the move, the change that's coming. Darling, I'm scared. He said, scared of what, my love? Of everything. I'm not good with change, baby. everything, sweetheart. We both have that in common. When it has to do with moving, dear, she says, I'm going to be okay. I just need you to calm down and take a breath. But, darling, my feelings for you will never change. I'm yours, and you do make me happy. He says, I hope they never change because you scare me at times, dear. What? He says, I hope so, honey, because I put my mind, heart, and soul into being with you and making you happy, sweetie. She replies, my feelings won't change. And though I have freakouts, I'm always coming back to you, my love. I'm so sorry I scared you. I'll give you lots of love in capital letters in the hotel, baby. He says, well, that reassures me, dear. I need that. After doing what my evil side said, hon, she said, I reassured you on Facebook too. Yes, baby. He says, okay, baby. She says, you said don't let anything in your way. I wore myself out with being emotional. He says, it's true, dear. I'm guessing you have a correlation to that when I said it, dear. It's true, dear. I'm guessing, oh, I don't know why they put that twice. She said, sorry, hon. I took a nap. I'm back. He says, I thought you did, dear. She replies, I hope you feel better now, hun, because I do. He says, I just need to be reassured, hun. She replies, okay, darling. Well, I love and adore and worship you. You're my everything, and I'm not giving up. And then a bunch of hugs and kisses. He said, that's music to my ears, sweetie. She says, big smile. He replies, dear, will there be less of these freakouts in person? Yes, darling. When we're together, I will be a lot more relaxed, mostly because we can use hugs and kisses and body language to prevent it. He says, true, and sex will relieve us of the stress, dear. She laughs out loud. That too, hon. Yes, dear. A lot of our relationship problems are we don't have a physical relationship, hon, so it's hard, hon. He replies, true, I suppose most of our problems are physical related. She says, and I want you to know, being with me won't be hell. It will be much better, sweetie. He replies, when exactly, dear? Since you got me curious. She replies, well, I'm going to start now, but I'll be all the way better when we see each other, hon. All right, dear. Do I make you happy? He says, when you don't have your freakouts. Yes, dear. She says, maybe you might like me better in person. By the way, I'm afraid of bugs, just so you know, hon. He says, bugs? Dear, there's no reason for that. And you know I'll worship you either way, whether in person or from afar. She says, I'm just letting you know that that's my phobia. It's bugs and spiders. I always feel like crap after I freak out because you're caught in the middle. I can't stay even an hour away. Wait, I can't stay even an hour away from you. He says, and spiders, question mark? That's also something harmless to you most of the time, hon. It's meant to be that way, though, dear. She said, it's just my fears, hon. So you take your little creepy bug friends and escort them out the house. He said, exactly, dear. And don't worry about bugs. They're harmless, hon. She says, so we're all cool, sweetheart? He says, yes, hon. It's just your freakouts that scare me. She says, we have that in common, hon. He says, of course we do, dear. Then on Thursday, May 28th, she says, we are all lovey again, my cutie pie. He says, that's great news, my Ellie. Oh, you're my dear Carl. Meet me on Facebook, my love. He says, hon, I'm glad you picked up on that reference. She says, LOL, nice job. Cap up. He says, I knew you would catch it, dear. Darling, will you tell me the movie you want to watch with me yet? He says, oh, the same one I have as a surprise. No, dear, it's a surprise. Really? LOL. Oh my God. Do you have it? No, but we'll buy it together, sweetie. Okay, hun. Oh, if I show you a YouTube clip of a TV show, would you tell me if you would watch it with me, hun? Well, I have to see the clip first, dear, he says. Then on Friday, the 29th of May, she says, hey, handsome. He, hey, gorgeous. She, drool makes you horny, LOL? You're weird. He says, baby, you'll understand when you experience it. What? Dar- um, okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Thank you for telling me. Were you guys able to hear me? And then I don't know where that went. Hold on, let me see. Thank you for telling me. See, this is why we have a system going, so that just in case something like that happens, you could tell me before. Look at that. All right, text messages. Where are you? Hold on. They're right. Oh, here they go. I just have to add it to my live again. I hope that this isn't like the time that they're going to like kick me out now. I feel like that's what happens. Okay, we're back in action, you guys. Thank you for letting me know. Saturday, May 30th. He says, okay, honey, just never change on daddy because I never want you to be anything but daddy's everything. As I rock you back and forth in my arms on my lap, I'm going to vomit. They didn't say that. I said that. She says, I won't change, daddy. I'll curl into your shoulder and cuddle. He says, I keep rocking you back and forth in my arms on my lap. Are you my same daddy's girl that I remind you of being in the past, dear? Hey, baby. Darling, does your house have any kind of car? Oh my gosh, I just got like the shit scared out of me. Thank you so much. Pinky, where is it? Where is it? I just saw it. Pinky, where? Oh, here you go. You've received a gift membership from the only, my love. Where are you? Miss Cuff You. Cuff You, you are so sweet. Cuff You just literally gave me a heart attack. A good one. I'm not like bitching, I'm just saying. I was like, 5? Cuff You, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you. That means so much to me. You have no idea. And as a matter of fact, this is probably a good time for me to not only show your appreciation, show my appreciation to you, but to everyone. But I also want to show that Roxy Bella received a gift from you. So hopefully Roxy Bella says thank you. We also have Miss Priscilla Perry. Miss Priscilla Perry, welcome to the Minds Behind True Crime with Roxy and Kelly. Kelly, 25, welcome to the Minds Behind True Crime with the one and only True Crime family. We're like a big mafioso family here, just only we do true crime. Instead of doing the true crime, we report on it. How about that? And then we have Pinky, I said. Was that all 5? I think that was it. Oh no, we have another one. I feel like that was like more than 5. So little Miss Sharon also received a membership from Cuff You. Cuff You, you are the best. I appreciate you more than you could imagine. Thank you. Thank you. I am so appreciative. So let me show you guys real quick. This will only take a second, but I want to thank the people that show love yesterday. So I saved it to my Discord, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. I was like, how can I show them this? And since I had a problem on my phone, I was like, let me do it on Discord, and then I can just show it. So this is my appreciation for all of you. Oh, wait, maybe I'll do download so that it'll be full screen. All right, hold on. I might have to reshare, though. One sec. Open file. All right, yeah, I might have to reshare. Hold on one sec. It's going to go on, so I just want to pause it.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, we have to go back so that we could all hear that together. All right, let me share this. It's a little thingy I put together. All right, let me stop this one, take this off. I'm back up here, and then we're going to share. Here we go. All right. I am so appreciative, you guys. You have no idea. All right, here we go. So it's only like 41 seconds. All right, we ready? Here we go. Oh, wait, can you guys say it? Let me make sure that you could say it. Show on stream. How about that? I almost showed you nothing. Okay, you guys, here we go. It's only 41 seconds.
Thank you.
This is my appreciation. Look at that. Amazing. That's like amazing. And it showed all the people. Amazing. And I'm going to post it on my Facebook. I mean, yeah, I'll post it on Facebook too, but I meant to say my YouTube. I don't know. I just said that. But just in case people are listening and you couldn't see, just real quick, it starts off with Cuff You. I appreciate you. Cuff You donated through a super chat. And then we had Demi subscribed. We had Mom Shack subscribed. Here, wait, maybe if I do it this way, I could read it but then we won't have that big thing in the background. There we go. So hold on. Here we go. Oh, Thor. Okay, so then we have Mom Shack subscribed. Birdie gifted a membership. And that went to, wait, hold on, let's see. And then it says Casey gifted a membership. I was so appreciative of that too. And then who else? Cuff You gifted 5 memberships after that, and it shows you who it went to. Then Explore Core gifted a membership. Then For the Love of Cassidy subscribed. Then April gifted a membership. It was literally the gift that kept on giving, you guys. I will never forget this. I will keep this video forever. Then Laura gifted a membership. Then April became a member. Then, oh wait, hold on, it went too fast. Then we had Birdie gifted 5 memberships. Okay. Then Wispy subscribed. Then Cuff You donated through Super Chat. Then Sarah donated through Super Chat. Then Sarah donated through Super Chat. Sarah donated through Super Chat. Then Glenn subscribed. Then Dark Rose subscribed. Basic Old Broad subscribed. Love the name. Then Hippie Jima Bargains. I love that too. Subscribed. Then Linda gifted a membership. Okay. Then Addie Then Addie, oh wait, hold on. Addie said that she's been a member now for 3 months. That is so amazing, you guys. You have no idea. And she said that I wear confidence well. Like, are you kidding me? That's amazing. Thank you. Then Solange subscribed, okay, and it keeps going. Then Yasmin gifted 5 memberships, okay. Then a Birdie shows that Birdie's been a member for 4 months. That's crazy. And Birdie loved my makeup. I can't ask for anything else, you guys. I literally am like, Thor, can you please not right now? Thor, come on, go lay down. You were just out. So then Birdie was a member for 4 months and loved my makeup. Thank you, Birdie. Then Fontana subscribes. Then Truth Exposed donated through Super Chat. I don't know if I saw that, Truth, so I thank you, my love. And then Dee Dee donated through Super Chat. And then Sarah donated through Super Chat. And then Sarah donated through Super Chat. You guys, I have never, ever, ever, ever had a stream like that, ever. And I literally made that video because I like rewatched it over and over because I am so grateful. And I just couldn't believe the love that you guys showed me. Thank you. I love you guys. Should we get back to talking crap about Gypsy? Let's do that so I don't cry. You guys bring out the crying in me. Okay, here we go. Let me share this. Oh my God, I have like 45 things up right now. Hold on. Let me close 1 or 2 of these so that we don't accidentally shut me down. Okay, there you go. Now we only have a few things open. I had like 50 things open before. Okay, is this what I'm showing on stream? No, I don't think that was it. I have to figure out which one it was. It's this one. So, okay, I know which one it is. Here we go. Text messages. Wait, what's this one? I have no idea what that's supposed to be. I have 2 of them here. I just have to see which one. So let me move this and see if it moved. It did. So this is the right one. Okay, you guys. And let me make sure you can say you can. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate you. So then we are at May 30th at 4:10 p.m. Nick says, "Dear, it depends on how updated their world map is. The last time I looked, it wasn't the right vehicle." Oh, wait, hold on. I think I need to go back one. Okay, so after he rocks her back and forth, she texts him, "Hey, baby, darling, does your house have any kind of car? I'm looking on Google Maps." Is she serious? What did she think Google Maps updated every day? He said, "Dear, it depends on how updated their world map is. The last time I looked, it wasn't the right vehicle." She said, "Well, it's a small place, LOL." Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I can't believe she said that. He said, "Yeah, it's small to a degree." She said, "I looked at the population." Oh, okay. She said, "It's small." I thought she meant the house. It said it's smaller than the smallest town I ever lived in. I thought 7,800 was small. He says, "Like I said, it used to be a village. Now it's a town. I'll adjust," she says, LOL. "Besides, smaller, less trouble." He says, "I hope so, because it should be an easy one to I think he meant transition to, but he said transcend to." She said, or at least, I don't know, maybe he didn't mean that. And then, Kelly, are you all right? All right. And then she says, "Are you ready? Like, in all ways, hon?" He says, "What do you mean, dear?" "For me? If I wasn't, I wouldn't be so eager to be living with you, dear." And then she says, "I was supposed to get pregnant in a week and a half." "Okay, hon, so what are you saying?" "I just feel sad that I'm not." "Oh, I see. Part of me is really worried about my tube. What if I couldn't have it taken out before I'm pregnant?" He says, you said you would have it taken out. She says, could you wait like 10 months for the plan? He said, so you want me to get you pregnant again? That's why I thought it. He said, so you want me to get you pregnant again? Like, what does that mean? So if their only encounter was in the bathroom for like a hot minute, and you guys have to remember, they've been like going off and on for a long time at this point. I'm sure that meeting in the bathroom was short and awkward. Let's just say that. Okay. So, but I mean, I guess you could still get pregnant, obviously. But I guess she must have said that she was pregnant and lost it. That's the only thing I could think of because she wasn't pregnant. So she says, I'm getting it changed, hon. He says, oh, because for a second I thought you wanted me to get you pregnant again, dear. She said, I just was wondering, does Big Ben have a hospital? Besides, I'm late on my period. No, he says. Okay. She said, gotcha. And then he says, She says, let's move to Milwaukee. We can stay with your mom for a little. He says, Milwaukee? I'd rather be living in Waukesha, hun. She says, okay, darling, we can look up apartments in Waukesha. And with the 5,000 I have, we will be set. Where the hell did she get 5,000 from? He said, good idea, dear. She said, I don't need to marry you to live with you. So we can take our time with the wedding. I saw Waukesha looks beautiful and I can paint and sell my art. Oh gosh, she's an artist now, you guys. She's Picasso. He said, dear, I know that, but you mean our 5,000? True, baby. And she said, yes, ours, darling. And who knows, maybe after a while, we can have a ceremony like a wedding, hun. You would make a handsome groom. He says, and we'll live in my birth city, hun. Hopefully live close to Woodman's so we get our groceries extremely cheap, dear. She says, Waukesha should be a dream come true, sweetheart. But the thing is, you guys, we realize later down the line on, I don't know what interview she did, but she was in jail. It might have been Dr. Phil. And she was saying like that she gets to his house, like once they're done with the hotel and stuff, they go back to his house. And that the plan was that she was supposed to live with them. But she said that she went in his bedroom and that on his bed he had like I forget what kind of comforter, but it was like cars or something. Like it was something very childish. And she said that it was really small. And I guess it wasn't like well kept, not that hers was. And she said that she thought, oh my God, I can't believe I just traded up that for this. I was like, what a be? So he says, hun, we're still going to follow our kind tradition, though, dear. She says, of course, darling. He says, I look forward to it, my dear. She says, I look forward to cuddles. I dream about it. And you gave me oral sex. He said, maybe so, but I look forward to kissing you, as I will do in the future. She said, blushes. He said, well, it's true, baby. She said, will you give me my first orgasm soon, my love? Will you finger me on the bus? I desire pleasure too, hun. He said, hun, I may be naughty on the bus. It just depends on the moment. It depends on how naughty, hun. She says, well, I'm going to touch you. And I'm going to kiss you too, everywhere. He says, dear, I may give you permission to. She said, good, darling. He says, as for the kissing, you know you can do that anywhere on my body, sweetie. She said, the first movie I want to watch with you is 50 Shades of Grey. I also think we should start with soft, wet anal sex before big time anal. What? I think we should start with soft, wet anal before big time anal? Not my thing. Can somebody fill me in on what that means? I don't know. She says, let's talk on Facebook, LOL. He says, dear, I'll watch that. I'm not judging anybody that is there. Like, I don't care if it's somebody else's thing. Everybody, remember, I'm the new Dr. Who, so you do your thing. Yeah. So he says, dear, I'll watch you. I'll watch that with you to get us in the mood, which depends on the time. It could be later movie, dear. As for anal, don't worry about that because it's my job as your master too, dear. She said, you make my girly parts tingle. He said, I'm glad I do because I'm supposed to, hon. She says, I'm thinking about you in a naughty way. He said, that's good. You know what, you guys, not for nothing, but we did Mackenzie's for like a long time, and she did a whole lot of bitching. At least these two are like talking like boyfriend and girlfriend. You know what I mean? I don't know here, but no, it's too much. I'm just, yeah. Sunday, May 31st, 2015. She says, and it's 12:25 a.m. So it's like the very beginning of the day. You're great, Daddy, and thank you for doing the worst for the best of us. He says, you're welcome, my dear. She says, looking at your movie likes and music, we couldn't be more opposite. She said, I like country, you like metal. I like drama, you like comedy. Goodness, this is awkward. I'll expand my interest. He said, they are just a few though, hun. She said, I do like the animated ones. He said, we have more in common than you think. She said, darling, please read what I said. He says, okay, hun. She says, good morning, my love. Good morning, my love of my life. I think she meant the love of my life. And then she says, yeah, you know what? I'm going to start wearing a ring because I want to feel married to you. So one of my rings from the girly shop, Claire's, will do. He says, okay, hun. And sorry I didn't answer until now. She said, I need to tell you a secret, hun. I want to hear. He said, go ahead, dear. She said, I never stopped sucking Pediasure from a baby bottle. She spelled bottle wrong. What? She said, I never stopped sucking Pediasure from a baby bottle. He said, baby, I already knew that. She said, you know, ... Hell. He says, baby girl, seriously? Do you not understand that I am with you spiritually? I experience everything with you, dear. That's why there's no point in hiding things from me. She said, oh, okay, hon. Ooh, thank you so much. Who was that? How do I say your name? Bodisha? Is that right? Thank you. Thank you so, 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 so much. Oh my God, I appreciate you so much. Stop and give commentary? I will. Let me do that now. You know what happened? I don't know. I think like you're around for this case. I don't know if you were around at all when we did, or we're still doing kind of, Mackenzie Shrilla. And we get like so into a groove that you're right. I do have to be reminded to stop and like do commentary because I'll get so into it and I have ADHD. I get hyper fixated on things and I'll just read the whole 35,000 pages if somebody let me on Mackenzie's 35,000 pages of text messages. Could you imagine? 432, nothing, no big deal. We'll be done that in a minute. Oh my God, speaking of you guys, my daughter, do you guys remember this? I had to ask. Do you guys remember it was not only a book, but it was like a what were they called? The things that came on in the middle of the night, infomercial. Do you guys remember Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I have to see if anybody remembers that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was a whole thing. So let me tell you why. So my daughter Ava, like she loves money and she's like very smart. I've told you that before. So I saw it in like in her room. I was bringing her laundry in and I'm like, why do you have that? I was like, my dad was like an infomercial junkie. he had everything. He had like the ab roller. He had the go back and forth exercise. He had all the things. So he got that too. But he actually listened to this one. He read it first. I no, didn't read it. He bought the book, but didn't read it. So then eventually it comes out on like audiobook. He gets that and listens to it. And he was pretty successful. Like he was good. Unfortunately, he passes away at 63, which sucked. But he like set my mom up to where she has a nice life for the rest of her life. So that's good. So like he used a lot of the principles. And I think like that because of that. So I was like, yes. Who was that? I was so excited. What? That was Truth. I love you. What did you say? Truth. I can't see that. You're killing me, Smalls. I love you. Thank you so much, Truth. You're the best. I appreciate you. You guys, I'm going to do a whole new thing for you guys, a whole new screen thing. And we'll see. I'll put more Godfather music. I feel like that's my music. That and all the Italian ones. I like them too. I feel like I just gravitate towards them. I don't know what it is. Thank you so very, 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 very much. So just real quick, I forget what, oh yeah. So I saw the book today on the counter and I picked it up. You guys, I have to show you this. Hold on, ready? This is how crazy I am. I started reading it like a little bit ago, and this is all I have left. So you know that I'm finishing it before I go to bed. That's it. I read the rest already. My daughter came down and was like, oh my God. Like, she was like, Mom. I was like, I couldn't help myself. Like, it's really good, you guys. It's a whole mindset. But do you guys remember this? Rich Dad, Poor Dad? How funny is it? But there's a lot of good like things in there. And it's like about a mindset. And it's about how, you know, when they say like the rich and stuff, like a lot of it's like luck and like the way that like you think and, you know, just different assets and stuff like that. But one of the things that he says that I like, he literally says things in there that you had a thigh master, so did we. My dad had one of everything. He didn't use any of them, but he got every one of them. They got over on him every single time. We would laugh. He had the money to get it, so he wasn't like taking our rent money, but it was ridiculous. My mom had to have an entire like, we called it his as seen on TV closet. Like he got all of the things. Okay. The thigh master, you guys did that actually worked. Do you guys remember? I think, believe it or not, if I go to, I can't believe you just said that, Birdie. I was just going to say, I think, to be completely honest, if I went downstairs tomorrow or whatever, I could probably find it. I feel like it's still in our basement somewhere, like in a box from the last house. I'd have to say, oh, wait, who still has one? Neva, you have one? Stop it. Oh, the twister blocks. Oh my God, stop it now. My sister got the one where like she got my dad to get her this like exercise. It was like a mat and you like stood on the one end of the mat and you pushed off and like you would go to the other side. It was almost like the thigh master. Like you had to, but it wasn't like you had to squeeze standing up, but it was the same idea. And I'll never forget her like she steps on it, goes this way. And then when she goes this way, she did it like so hard that she flew off and like almost broke her wrist. And she was like, I'm done with that. It was so funny. It went in the closet with the rest of the shit that nobody used. And you know what I mean? Explore core, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Forget about it. Forget about it. That is too funny, you guys. The thigh master. That actually worked. That actually worked. You tried the thigh master one and it hurt, but that means it was working. You know what else hurts, but I feel like it works? I have it upstairs. Do you guys remember the shake weight? And you used to do this, and then you would go like, and it looked so inappropriate because you had to shake it. And depending on what you were doing, my girls would come in. They'd be like, Mom, can you stop doing the shake weight while we're talking? I can't. Stop it. But you guys know what I'm talking about? It like goes up and down, but you have to do this. And then, oh, it's just, I'm like a man probably made that. Right? Definitely. Just like my doctorate gown, a man definitely made that, you guys. I'll have to show you a picture. I'll like have to get one ready for next time. It's unbelievable. They have tassels right here. They're round. I called them pasties, legit pasties right here. And not only are they pasties, they have like the johns that like hang, you know, like on your hat, you have what's it called? Oh my God, the tassel. They have two of them here. I called them pasties. So there's two pasties, and then there's a huge hole in the side. It's to get to your pockets, which it's genius. Like I get it, but it's like easy access. I can't even tell you, but I'm like, a man definitely made this design 1,000%, 100%. It's crazy. Great for forearm development, right? Except for when your kids come in with their friends and you look like you're doing something else. And they're like, Ma, can you like not do that real quick? My kids love me though. They're cool. So what are you guys thinking? Should I go back to reading? Did I see which South Park was it? I love it. South Park is so funny. And they like literally legit like guess the future, I feel like. I mean, that's a little dramatic, but you know what I mean. I need to go food prep for the rest of the week. Misbehaving, you go food prep. Thank you so much for being here. DM in your email in Discord. Well, let me look. I know, where did my Discord go? Hold on, I have to pull it back up. It should be right here, though. Let's see what happens. Discord. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about the Gypsy stuff so that as soon as I log into Discord, I can come back and see what you guys are saying about it. And then I'll go back to, maybe we'll watch a video. Like if you want me to break it up, you guys let me know. This is your, like I'm doing what I like, but I'm also doing what you guys like as well. So please let me know, because any of the things I'm actually good with. I wouldn't ask if I wasn't. So wait, I'm in there, Cuff You, but how do I, oh wait, here we go. I'm like, how do I get to it? Oh my gosh, you guys, I never seen these. If anybody's index, like send me an inbox, I wholeheartedly apologize. I feel like such a D. Oh my geez Louise. I am so sorry. Oh my God. Wait, this looks different on my cell phone. I hope that this isn't the first time I'm seeing some of these. No, view all in red. I feel like the biggest D right now. I don't know why I didn't have these notifications on my cell phone. I don't even know where it's at on my cell phone. I don't know how far down to go. I don't even know what's happening right now. Oh my God, I just saw something on the Matthiases. Oh, what a couple they are. Wait, what do I have over here? Can you send me something else that I could, or is it, can you do it through the email just so that I get it? Because I apparently have 1,000 things in Discord that I had no idea that I had. Is that cool? Like, hopefully that works. That way I get it. I'm going to open my Gmail real quick again, because I accidentally, like when I was shutting everything out to save the stream, I shut that out too, but I'm opening it up. So if anybody emails me, I have it open. Oh, Sarah sent me a Cash App. That was nice. That's so nice, Sarah. I don't think you're on, but if you see this on the replay, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. We got something here. Thor, come on. You're being annoying. You were just out. Why? Why am I confused? I love you. I thought you were sending me something, so I have it open. But if anybody wants to send me anything, just let Cuff You know, and she'll give you the email. That way I'm not like just, Throwing it out there, nilly-willy. All right, so let's see what you guys want to do. I'm going to come look. Let me see. Should I put on a video maybe? Split it up a little? Let's see what you are saying. A man created Victoria's Secret. Isn't that crazy? I heard that song. Who sings that song? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a girl that made a song called Victoria's Secret, and it's about Victoria's Secret being made by a man. And I'll never forget watching it. I was like, oh my God. Like, I had no idea. So you guys, if you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, if you do it on YouTube, it'll come up. But oh my God, I was like, what is happening? All right, let me pull up. Oh, thank you. Cuff, you put it in there, you guys. So if anybody, and just let me know if you send me something, like, and I'm not like jumping right to it, just tell me that. Oh no, I think I'll say it. But if I didn't say something and you sent me something, just say something and I'll put it on. So wait, you guys, I'm afraid of what this is going to show, but I feel like we need to watch something good. So hold on, let's do it. F it. You know how last time I went through it first and put the stuff on it? I didn't do it this time. So let's just see what happens. All right, ready? So we are going to put this on the stream. We'll take this off. Thor, wait 1 second. I'm coming, buddy. All right, so warning, trigger warning. All right, I have 1 minute to let Thor out. I've seen this, so it's good. And I'll put this over here. Watch. Oh, it's like really low. Thor, hold on. No, it's all the way up. She's going through her panties. I'll rewind it only because I felt like I just talked that whole time. And you guys try to hear, but she's literally just asking him what color panties he wants. And she says that these are really big.
Whenever we see each other again. And I know you said pink and black, and this is what I found at the store. Man, my waist is huge, or my ass is really big. But I found this one, it has pink with white stripes, but the back I thought was very cool because the back is just, and the front is silk, but the back is lace and it's see-through. So I thought that's what attracted me to this kind, and I wanted to know what you thought of it.
Oh my goodness.
For June,
I'm back.
I know that.
Okay, so she thinks that these are.
I'm not in a large. I got it too big.
She said I got them too big. I'm wondering, are they her mom's?
But I got a big ass, so it's okay. But yeah, I was wondering if this one would be good, or if you wanted.
Or did she just steal them?
For me to wear, so just let me know if this is
So
okay.
we know that she's been known to like steal things. Well, not that she's been known to, and this isn't even allegedly. Like, she legit showed in a video. She shows him and is like, look at all these baby clothes I stole. So I'm not even like showing something that she didn't already say that she did it. Hold on, let me see something real quick. All right, I have to get rid of one of these. I have way too many things up right now. I just looked up and I'm like, wait, why can I only see like half of the screen? And it's because I have 45 things. What's this? All right, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to take that off. All right, so we have me. We'll keep that one. We have this one. And then we have this, which I think is this. Let me see. All right, let's play one more since that was only a minute. Let's pick one of the ones up here because I feel like this is from, oh, this one, she gives them a tour of the house, like the outside of the house. And I thought that was shady, but I don't think it's shady enough that we need to really go to it right this second. I think we should watch. What's this one say? Answering your lovely something. Cape Cod trip. Oh my God. Is this the one that Birdie or someone was telling me about? Or who was it? Who was saying it? It was not, was it Misbehaving? Who told me? It might have been Rhodesia. one of you to me. So this, you guys,
Whoa, look at it.
this is her Cape Cod trip. Do you guys remember yesterday when we were talking? I had my handy dandy notes, and they went to Disney in 2012. She was 20 years old. In 2013, they went to Cape Cod because she won like 5 role model awards. Okay. And then they were going to Disney in January of 2014. So this is 2013. She's 21 years old in this video.
So we are at the Springfield National Airport waiting for our plane to arrive to take off. It's not here yet, but it is a beautiful sunrise. Our flight leaves at 9:40, so we are up really early. Is our airport very nice. And we will be back with more after this.
What do you want me to show? Here, tell me, Miss Haven, which one you want me to show. Ruby introduction on what? I feel like a big dump. I know her voice, Barb. I can't. Like, she's perfectly doing that, right? Oh, stop it. She was 23.
ISO 80369 series. It's just that. It's a series. It's not just Enroll. It's something that we're pushing in lieu of these other groups. They're moving forward as well, and we're making sure in lockstep that we're not putting forth combinations of connections that can play with each other. Okay, does that make sense? Okay.
So we are at the Cape Cod Resort and Spa, and we are going tour around. Look how pretty the shelving are, the lights.
And the housekeeping part. Wait till you find something.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Barnstable Harbor. We are about to go whale watching. Look at the beautiful beach and some boats. And we will be back with more. Bye.
So did they go in 2015, I guess, to Disney? I thought it was 2014 they were supposed to go. In my notes, it says they were going back in January of 2014.
The house received a makeover. The Lantern House atop this light station was fully restored to its original specifications with one major exception. 150 years ago, this lighthouse would have been burning whale oil. Today, the light up there is solar powered, which is infinitely better for whales and whale watchers. This lighthouse had lain in disuse for many years, since 1932 to be exact, when it was decommissioned by the United States Coast Guard because it stopped doing what a lighthouse is supposed to do.
So, okay, this is a really good question, right? So here we have, I don't know why it's taken so long for like I'm pressing on the thing and it's taken forever for it to come up. I do apologize. But Webs of Deceit, hi Webs of Deceit. Webs of Deceit says, is this her real voice? Now this is the thing. What do you guys think? So I think that she has a higher pitched voice. I don't know if it's from any of her disorders or whatever, but I think that because she talks that way on purpose, because I definitely think she plays it up, right? Like, this is my normal voice, but if I wanted to talk with a deep voice, if I did this after a while, that would become my normal voice. Just like if I wanted to talk like this after a while, it would become, see what I mean? So I think that part of it is her embellishing, right? And then maybe she already had, I don't know, because this is the thing. I'll put on a video from her recently and her voice does deepen, but our voice also deepens as we age too. So what do you guys think? Tell me in the chat.
By definition.
Here, let me see this video. So they're just going along. Still going along. So now they're walking down the street.
Ooh, it's steakhouse. Let's see what they got. Strolling.
So I'm assuming her
waiting to cross
mom.
the street. Clear. Woo.
I'm assuming that Dee Dee's teaching her.
Cape Cod fire.
Osterville.
Uh-huh.
I can watch them.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at that place. They have a ship on their, it's really fuzzy.
What you said, ship?
On their whatever house. ATM. No, not ATM. Bank. Bank. What is it called? On their bank. Yeah. Okay.
Her voice is a little bit deeper there, right?
La la la. Oh, we hit a pothole.
Yeah,
Ow. La 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 la. Pizza? Is that pizza? Pizza? Someone left their bags. Wait, now you can see really good.
What?
This ship.
What's happening?
Trying to get it. Okay, there we go. Bowling.
We're still walking.
Depmobile.
Yes. Hi, Depmobile lady.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys? Doing
Who does
good.
that? Dude,
Hi, Inn and Motel. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
okay, they sound like they're being like jovial together, right?
Hey, stop it.
Pretty. And how do you make them purple?
I don't know how you
That
make
guy
them
just
purple.
turned around and
With
looked.
a nail.
Ooh, neat.
Instead of blue, they get purple.
Nice. And the Cape Cod Church. First
Did
Baptist
anyone
Church.
notice that the mom just said, what do you have to do to be purple? Because it was a yellowish type flower. I guess it didn't have the same nutrients or whatever. It might have been like a dying flower. What I just thought that it's interesting that we've heard Gypsy say that her mom always felt like she was the third wheel or the one that was like that stood out in the, like she felt like she didn't fit in. So it was just interesting to me that that's the flower that she just chose to say something about.
Beautiful. Pretty clock tower.
Yeah.
Elbow room. Elbow room. Everybody needs a little elbow room. Cocktail.
Elbowing cocktail room.
Cocktail. I need a cocktail.
Everybody needs a little.
So we are shopping at a Cape Cod shop, looking for the perfect t-shirts. Look at this whole big old shop.
All right, let's move this up along.
So we are at the restaurant, the British Beer Company, and this is our booth poster, Hobgoblin.
British beer museum.
And this is around. It's a very big bar.
I don't think the mom loves to be videotaped.
Restaurant and a bar. And to all of you that know the whole drinking joke with me, you're gonna say Gypsy again in a bar, but it's called a pub.
And restaurant.
Say it. Come on, say it. Say hockey pie, high yard. It's too much sugar and diabetic.
You guys, this part really upsets me. I'm going to put this part back on in regular speed because I think this is important. Look at how, like, it doesn't mean that if somebody's having a good time that there can't be like the bad times too. But I do think like it's not lost on me, this video right here. And I don't know if I remember this.
Come on, say it. Say Pocky Car Hard Yard. It's too much sugar. Sugar and diabetic.
She said, listen. What's that about? I don't know whether to go faster. No, stop it. That's so sad.
They didn't say it. Don't park your car and have a jump. Okay, we won't park our cars and have a yard. There you got it. Whoa, look at those. Whoa, trippy.
She said trippy. American. He said American. All right, so she just takes a bunch of the frame. Oh wait, now it's gonna be them in the hotel.
We are at the Hyannis Harbor. Beautiful boat. Woo! And we are gonna be eating at Spanky's Clam Shack in a little bit. There is a wait line, so we are waiting on the harbor.
I never saw you. Stop.
Amazing, because I don't know this dance. I don't know this dance.
I love those. But it's also sad that the whole fact that she's sitting there in the wheelchair and she's not doing it with her mom because she can't walk.
Gotta remember, we're not a vision con. Hi, our two most handsome men and adorable kings. We are in Cape Cod right now. And oh my goodness, am I missing you both so much. I'm not used to being away from you two this long. And lately I've been feeling kind of scared and insecure, but hopefully I'll get some reassurance soon. I really need it.
You guys, you have to see Thor. I got him a new outfit. Hold on real quick. Thor, look, showed him. Showed him how handsome you look. Look, buddy. Look, Dad. Did you do something bad? Why are you acting weird? Dear boy. I might have to get the next size up, but he looks so handsome. And from the front, he's got his bow tie on. So if you see him from the front, he looks like he's got his black shirt with a bow tie. You're welcome. Did it print out 1,000 pages? My daughter asked me to print out, literally asked me to, she's like, Mom, can you print this out for me? So I printed it out, and it must have used my entire ink because it said 64 pages. So I was thinking, oh, it'll be like 32 pages, not that big a deal. No, it was 64 pages. So it was 128 pages. Oh my God, crazy. Anyway, Thor looks fabulous, right? Isn't he handsome?
Wait, and this is just the first week of class.
Gee, I think we should take that off for the night, though, don't you?
Yes.
I'll do it after. He's so handsome. Will you do me a favor back? Can you just see? I feel like they don't have food, and I feel bad, and I'm going to forget because I have ADD. I love you. Oh, then go take your quiz. I'll do it. I'll remember. I'll ask Cuff you and Truth not to let me forget, and they won't let me forget. She's doing it anyway. Now I feel bad. She has to go take a quiz. She has a quiz already? We just started Monday. 2 quizzes. I didn't give a quiz yet. I'm a nicer teacher, I guess. Ooh.
But I'm hopeful. You know, I'm not freaking out. I'm just missing you two very much. Usually we talk either every day or
when she says I'm missing you two very much, you two is him, so it's Nick, but it's also his evil side. Does anybody remember the evil side's name?
every other day, so I usually get reassurance every day. So not being able to be online every day is really tough. Let's see what else has been going on. Trying to think. My mom stepped out of the room for a little while. The beaches are beautiful. I really wish you both were here to see the sunset with me.
That is a little strange, right? That she's saying that she's talking to the both of them. No? I don't know. That might be a little strange. Thank you, Gianna. Love you. Oh, good luck, honey. Good luck. Everybody says good luck. So, you guys, she says her mom walked out of the room. I want you all to see if you could hear. I don't know if anybody has headphones on. Maybe you have to hear whatever. All I could hear, and I've heard this in other videos, is the washing machine. You know, like when your washing machine, when you put in, like my kids do this sometimes, like they'll go to put washing, like you put too much at the one on one end, not enough on the other. And it's like it goes back and forth real hard, and you have to go and stop it and like disperse the clothes. Listen in the background.
I'm sure we would enjoy that. Have a picnic in the sand and have like some wine or something. That'd be really nice. But trip's going good so far. We went whale watching and we saw 3 whales. One came up like right by the boat, which I recorded it. You probably saw it a little while ago. Went shopping on Main Street. Got a few souvenirs. What else? And we went to a medical conference. Learned a lot of the latest technology and medical research and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on. Anyway, I know Damona wants to talk, so I'm gonna let her talk and then we'll sign off. So you can see the rest of the video.
So this is Gypsy, and Damona is one of her personalities, but she also has Ruby, and I believe Ruby is the opposite, not opposite, like the same as his bad alter.
So I love and adore you both, my darling, wonderful kings. Hey, you two sexies. I hope you.
She took her glasses off. Stop it.
Both are doing wonderful right now. And what else? Well, I've had 1 or 2 high libido nights, but I deal with that the best way I can, which is fantasizing about you both. So, and one of those fantasies is something about a beach. It was something about naked on a beach. But I'll talk about it later. Let's see. As Gypsy was saying, we learned a lot of great stuff, did a lot of fun things, and we just missed you both so much and can't wait to get home.
As Gypsy would say.
So, I love and adore you both so much, our handsome, adorable, sexy kings, and I can't wait to get home to kiss you both. So, I love you both so much and adore you both so much. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, and we hope you enjoy this video. So we are at the bus station waiting to take our bus. Mama is getting our tickets, and we are just waiting. So, be back on the bus. This is a very small mall at Cape Cod.
You need to put some pep in your feel. You can tell it's very early in the morning.
I'm tired.
Just a little mindful there, please.
On the other side of the small mall. Smile mile. We are on the bus. And the wheels are going around and around. Because the wheels are going around and around.
Oh my God. So the mom's singing the wheels on the bus. That just shows like the mom playing into the child role too, right?
Ooh, pretty color.
She's getting the duck goose quack quack.
There it is. That's where we stayed.
The quad. Can anybody really pronounce that name?
You know.
We didn't get a spa at the quad.
Oh, look at the cute car. It looks like a bee.
It's the Beetle.
Oh, cute.
They sound like they're getting along very good. However, I will say, like, they do know, like, the mom knows she's being taped right now. So, but I don't know. I'm not getting a bad vibe here. Again, that doesn't mean that there wasn't.
Woohoo! But I don't gotta wash and dry it.
No, I don't. That's very odd.
All right.
Beautiful city.
Oh my gosh, where is she?
Moving. Look, she's moving. We are in the Boston Terminal Airport, waiting to board our plane to go to Chicago. And the next flight after that is from Chicago to Springfield. Oh, yay! Can't wait. Sorry, guys.
Wait, what was that? Why would you think that?
Sanitary.
Oh.
No germs.
We are at the Chicago Airport right now, looking around at all.
Why she did that? Hold on, what's happening?
Sorry, guys.
That's what happens when I jump forward.
Whoa! That is
Sanitary.
Whoa.
No germs.
We are at the Chicago Airport right
Her
now,
mom was showing her that it had automatic flush.
looking around at all the different souvenirs. Nice shirt.
Oh, over here is the White Sox. Red Sox.
Oh, the Red Sox.
They changed their socks.
The White Sox or Red Sox?
Over here, White Sox.
White Sox.
They changed their socks.
They changed their socks. And the big board of all. Whoa.
Altitude of 36,000 feet. Weather is clear, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. In just a few moments, we will be closing the cabin door. At this time, please turn off and put away all electronic devices. Electronic devices can interfere with aircraft systems, therefore they must be turned completely off. They cannot be in airplane flight mode for takeoff or landing. I will let you know when you may use them during the flight. Thank you.
Well, that was a video, you guys. What'd you think about that one? Oh, wait, what's happening? Are you guys still, everybody's still here, right? Yeah, it looks like you're all still here. I thought I saw somebody say, wait, I saw Misbehave and say Explore Corps, at least they were not back. And I'm like, oh no, we're not back. Because the last 2 times the stream just shut on me for no reason. Again, if that does happen, you guys, I would always pick up again. Like I would never just like let it go like that. So if ever in the future, whatever, if it goes out the stream, even if it's at the end of the stream, like if we didn't finish, I would probably jump back on just to You know what I mean? Either continue or, wrap things up. I have no words other than shake my head. Barb, I can't with this one, right? It's like, oh my God. So let me read a few more text messages. Are you guys good? Are we tired? What's happening? You tell me. She's not isolated from the world. And oh, I did want to show you guys her. Um, oh wait, I forgot, you guys, we have this still. Let me show you this. Share. Okay, and make sure you guys are subscribing. That would really do me a huge favor and help me out a lot. And thank you all who have subscribed. I appreciate you. And apparently, if you subscribe while we're still like on, it comes up and like thanks you. I was like, I really like that feature. I don't know where I'm going. It was right here, the video. I'm like, what am I doing? I was just on the video. Where did it go? Here it goes. So this is Audacious Audrey. I already subscribed, and hopefully you guys will go and subscribe. She also has, look, a smaller channel, so she's just starting out like me, so let's support each other. Oh, look, you guys, she did her video with the panties. I put a thing over it, but that's what you were missing, if But let's see, is this what's the video? I wonder if there was one video or if she was just showing me. Oh, Gypsy fans were trying to insult her. Wait, what? Oh, the BB gun incident. You guys, these are in the this is part of the Google Drive too. Wait till you guys, if you don't know this, wait till you hear this. So, and it doesn't even matter if Nick states that he knew about this because she admits to it. But her story changes. So first she tells the story that her and her mom, that she couldn't take it anymore. And she finds a GUN and she pulls the trigger multiple times and like gets her mom, like it hits her mom. She says that she didn't know at the time that it was a BB gun. Okay. So the mom lives and the mom has to go to the hospital and get these pellets taken out of her skin. Then years later, she retells the story, but says that she knew it was a BB gun. So the only reason that I would think that you would change your mind on that is because you must know that if people know that you are capable of grabbing a GUN and just pulling the trigger multiple times to hit your mom, like, because she was saying like she wasn't the one that did the actual KILL. So, we should forgive her because she wasn't the one that actually did it. Nick did it. And, she's not a danger to society. But the truth is, if she did that, not if she admits to it, she did that with her mom. Like, she gets her with the BB gun. And then I think she mailed Nick the knife. You guys let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I believe she mailed him the knife and then she kept the gloves outside for him. I was like, what is happening? But here, let me see if I can. But this is, I believe, the BB gun incident here. So this is all proof of it. Okay? Unbelievable. She's unbelievable, that one. All right, so let me go to the next thing real quick. Let me see. Oh my God, I never shared anything. Oh, Jesus. What is wrong with me? Here it goes. They mailed the knife back to his house after them. What? Wait, twice? She tried to unalive her mom twice? She mailed the knife after the crime. He got the knife from her at the front door. That's unbelievable. Wow. Didn't she tell him too? She was a grown woman, and I think, guess what? I think that's the biggest point here, you guys, is that she wasn't 12. She wasn't 13. Like she said, she sounded, and that she looked like she legit was old enough. Like she shouldn't, she knew better. Do you know what I mean? And that's just unbelievable. I don't know if I would be able Oh, she tried to stab her mom before? So you said we always thought it was to frame him, but she also wanted. So let me tell you something about that framing, right? Do you remember? And I believe this was like I don't hear this enough, but do you guys remember at the door or whatever? Doesn't she tell him in text messages right before that he doesn't even have to wear gloves because they're going to sink the knife or whatever, meaning like they'll bury it and nobody will ever find it? If we're talking about a frame thing, could she have been thinking at the last minute by not wearing gloves, his fingerprints would be there so that if they, and isn't she the one that goes on his computer at his house and puts on Dee Dee's thing, the fat bee is gone or whatever? So if that's the case, then she, and I believe he still put the gloves on, he does, but she tries to tell him, like, you don't need to, but he still does. But if she then goes on his computer and sends those messages, that further says to me, because she had to know that they were traceable, that it was like a way to seal his fate, to be like, I didn't do that. Like, he's the one, because I really think that she thought, do you guys remember another interview where she talked, it's all coming back, like it's flooding in my head, where she talks about how she thought she was going to get accessory, but they didn't have accessory to it in her state, so she got second degree. But she tells people that. I really think that she thought that she was going to get like a slap on the wrist and that they were just going to send her home. Like, I don't think she realized that she was going to get as much time as she did, even though she could have gotten way more depending on like the judge and stuff like that. So wait, what am I missing over here? She did twice before she ever met Nick. They were the same incident. She wrote a post saying, I raped her. Yes, and I raped her daughter. Yes, she did. That was disgusting. I think we read that last time. What did I see about ball gag? What? No, they didn't have that, did they? According to her book, that's not why she got second degree. So tell me why she got second degree. Because I don't believe everything, you know what I mean, that she's saying either. The new one, wait, the new and the knife. It burns me up that she's out on the street. That's what we thought, but it was separate. She threatened her, but didn't stab her. We thought she was going home. Or she thought she was going home, yes. She did, and she told Nick to prove he worshipped her, or he would take the hit and she would get him the best attorney ever. That misbehaving, that is so manipulative, right? Like, and we saw the video last time we were here about where it was after this happened and he was already arrested. Remember, she's like, make sure you tell Allie or whoever, like, where you're staying so that I can write you and da 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 da. And I wonder, does this kid still think that like she's in love with him? I believe 100%, Barbara, she was looking for somebody just like Nick, in my opinion, allegedly. Yes, it's in the crime scene photos. Get out. Oh, the second degree thing's a long story. You don't have to go into it. But I was assuming that it wasn't, you know, why she said. Yep, poor girl was used by her mother and that perv. She was going to play victim and walk. Wait, what truth? So, truth, you think that she was used by Nick and her mom? Is that what you're saying? Her plea was a farce. That whole thing stinks. Oh, were you being facetious? Good night, everyone. I'm tired. Good night, Andrea. Thank you so much for coming. And then we have Oh, Gutter. Wait, I can't see your whole name. It says Gutter Snipe on my end over here, and it cuts off there, so I do apologize. Says political corruption. The DA wanted to be reelected, and it didn't look good to prosecute a woman who looked like a child. Oh, no, no, no. That was for the McDonald's incident, nothing to do with the crime. Wait, what McDonald's incident? I obviously have way more to figure out here. He still thinks Gypsy is a soulmate. See, that's what I don't like. I swear the reason I asked that was because when I was watching these videos, you guys, I noticed that she was using his fantasies and his, you know, alternate personalities, if you will, that she was using words like about how the vampire life and stuff, and how even if we don't see each other, we're gonna, and she plays into it too, as if she wants to believe that he was going to be there. Remember when she's like, "Are you there when I'm naked too?" Because he's like, I see everything. When she says that she's still sucking a bottle of Pedialyte, and he's like, "I know," and she's like, "How do you know?" And he says, "Because I see everything." So I think she played into that, hoping that even if, and I don't think she's saying to him like she doesn't say stick to the plan. I'm saying that, but she pretty much says something where that's what you could read from it. Like she says to him, oh, I know what it was. Remember, she was like, um, well, she's like, around here, you would only get like probation for whatever she said. Like she was trying to tell him how to think about what was happening as far as like trying to negate his crimes, and then tells him like she'll forever be his wife and that they're married. And do you guys remember that they're married? And even though it wasn't by the law, that they knew that they were very much married. So I'm like, does he still think that like they're still married and that they're going to be like together eternally? Because she would say that all the time, that we're going to be together eternally. And I'm like, that's all like really messed up if you think about it, right? I'm like, that's just not cool. It's just not. So wait, let me take some of these things off real quick because I feel like it's gonna. There we go. Much better. Okay, so let me show like one more thing and then we'll wrap it up and we'll do this again. I like doing this. I still want to read what the McDonald's incident was, so I'm going to put a video on so that I could read some of this. All right, hold on. Let me connect you guys here. Okay, let's do. I'm trying to think what ones I didn't see. What's this?
Just wanted to let you know I started my breast actives today. Yesterday. Sorry, second. So I've taken
This is really low.
my first dose yesterday.
I might have to.
And
I'll put this one on CapCut, you guys, and I'll show this next time. I'll do it like I did the other one where I made it louder so that we were able to hear it. That's why we listened to the other one on CapCut the other day too. And I cut out the other parts that weren't. What's this? I always like to go to the ones that you can't see what it is. I feel like they're usually the hidden gems. Hidden gems. Oh my God, Matthias. Oh, with the Cape Cod trip, we already saw this stuff. Okay, we saw the Cape Cod. I don't know why I didn't just read it. What's this? It's only a minute. It sounds like someone's singing. Oh, it sounds like she's singing, you guys. Stop. I'm going to have to also make that one louder for us. Is this one any louder?
If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, whoa, darling, bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me.
Birdie, that's
I know I left when you left, but I know I only
Oh, poor
hurt
Squid just lost her hearing. She has on
so
headphones.
darling, bring it to me. Bring
Oh, you don't like it, Miss
your
Behaven?
loving.
Let me tell you why I still
Bring
have
it
mine.
on.
I still have does anybody know if that was like a real song or was she making up those words? Because I would love to know that. As Gypsy would say. What's this real quick? Do we see this?
Hi, my love. I'm making you this video in response to your video, and so there was a few things that you wanted me to answer. So I'm gonna try and remember them as best as I can. So here I go. For your first video, I want you to know that whenever, sorry, I catch my breath. For the first video, what I told you on Friday, I had just had a very depressing and emotionally draining talk with my mother, and basically I've just been giving her these, hypothetical, not real scenarios of me dating, and it all stemmed from something I told her. I said that I was capable of being in a relationship, and then I had to backtrack and tell her that what I meant to say was I'm capable of telling her if I like somebody, instead of hiding it or lying to her about it like I used to. And so whenever, I like someone, I'll be honest with her and just tell her. Now, of course, I'm still under that 21-year age ban from dating, and but then she says that it doesn't matter if I'm 18 or if I'm 50, if I'm not mature enough to handle, quote unquote, handle the emotional and mental games that guys tend to play. If I'm mature enough, then yeah, I can have a boyfriend, or that's my choice, is what she said. And I'm like, well, I don't want a boyfriend now. I mean, there's nobody I like here in town. And if there was somebody I like...
Okay, I was just about to say something, and then she does something that validates what I was about to say. Do you guys remember yesterday when she was talking and she was like shaking her head no, but she really meant yes, and then vice versa? I actually believe this. I believe that her mom said that she could date when she's 21. But then I believe that because she's like 21 here or 22, they probably did have a fight. Gypsy probably said, but I thought I was allowed to date once I was 21. And her mom probably did say, it doesn't matter if you're 21, 25, or 50. If you're not emotionally ready, then you can't date. And that's where some of this problem comes in. And again, just so everybody's clear, nobody ever deserves to, to have anything bad happen to them. I'm talking more about like the relational issues and aspects and the relational angles. And that's where I always say two people dance together. That could have been part of that dance. So let's hear what else she has to say, because I haven't heard this.
I am capable of telling you I like this person, but there's nobody here I like, so I don't need a boyfriend right now. And so that was a big fight that lasted like 4 days between us, and I just had to talk her into forgiving me and letting her know that no, I'm gonna listen to her rule, and and things.
You guys, look what she has on. She straight has on. Do you guys remember the undershirts that little girls wear with the bow? Is that what that is? Stop.
Got better after I said that, and I was just trying to let you know that she as much as I wanted her to maybe help us out with things like a living situation in the future, I don't think she will. And that was kind of depressing for me, because realizing that we have to do all this on our own, and you and I both don't make much money, and like the money that I'm getting right now for us for your trip, that is based on allowance. That is based on, you know, checking under the couch for change, and I know you don't make much on your check, and so I mean, what I want to do is save enough so we could at least have us a nest egg of something we can fall.
Misbehaving. How do we know? Because I have heard that recently that Dee Dee was wanting to kick her out because Dee Dee was like ill herself or whatever. And Gypsy does in one part like go over a list of things that are like conditions that her mom had. And I wonder like about all of those conditions, like I don't know. I just wonder like what if I wish I could see what her condition, like I don't even remember them. My point being, how do we know? I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying like what can I watch or what can I look into so that I can also bring that here and state it as not fact, but you know, alleged.
Back on, like we need a car, we need a house, we need money, and money doesn't grow on trees. Technically maybe it does because it's cotton, but anyway, we don't have a lot. And we need to start saving now. If we're going to have to do this alone without anyone's help, we're going to need money. And, but I know that if we work together, we can get that money. And as long as we work as a team, we can make it. And I'm hopeful that we can make it.
I knew it. And I'm not saying that just because it's Coca-Cola, I just believe everything. But Coca-Cola's been around for a minute, and Coca-Cola's never given me a reason ever to not believe, right? So Coca-Cola says that Coca-Cola, let me ask you a question because I don't want to misgender you. Are we she or he? Because I just assume that everybody's a she on here unless their name's like Travis or like Army Vet. Army Vet. Oh yeah, because he had his picture up. So just let me know so that I don't say the wrong thing. But for right now, I'll just say, Coca-Cola says, I live in Louisiana and know of this family. Dee Dee was evil and Gypsy is a chip off the old block. That is my feeling, you guys. That's how I feel. I feel like although Gypsy like is being exposed now, I still feel like there was a starting point. Like you don't just out of nowhere turn into Gypsy, right? So I feel like there were things that she had to have learned by watching her mom and things that she had to have learned even through social learning. And I don't know. I just think that that's really interesting. Let's see what else we have here. Her mama didn't want the check moving out of the house. I'm pretty damn sure of it. See, this is the thing. If there was a check coming in, I don't know how long people get that for. I've actually never done that for Gianna. I probably should have, but anyway, if the mom was getting money, that would absolutely be a reason to, and she tells the aunt, if you guys remember, that her and the mom both were lying about their age. So I think it could be 24 in some states. I don't know what it is there, but some states can go up to like 24 unless, wait, she's disabled. Oh, you guys. I didn't even think of that. It says that Dee Dee moved away from Louisiana a decade before Gypsy offed her. I think the point there, though, Angelica, is a lot of the things that we turn out to be as adults started in our own childhood. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering. Wow, you guys, this is so interesting. You guys are so smart. Let's see what else we have here. Well, we know that mom started the whole factitious thing, started when she was an infant. Cuff you. I'm going to take it a step further and say, and I don't know this to be a fact, so if anybody does, please let me know so that I can get the information to support my claim. But in my opinion, allegedly, I would say that this probably started even before Gypsy was born, and that we see this. We learn behavior, you guys. This is why a little kid will go to kindergarten and the teacher will tell you at pickup, like, oh, your kid said, oh shit, today. And you're like, wait, what? And the teacher will be like, yeah, they dropped something and it said, oh shit. And then you go home and you're telling your husband, and he's like, where the hell did they learn that from? Is they drop something and say, oh shit. And you're like, that's where they learned that from. So it's like, just as humans, we pick up on the behaviors of the people around us, especially when we live within a home of someone. So misbehaving completely disagrees. Wait, let's see what we're disagreeing with. I don't want to just jump down there. Let's see. Well, all right. So let's see. Her mom is getting her own money. Gypsy collected her own Social Security, which is why probably how she had the 5,000, right? Because she tells Nick she has 5,000. Collected her own Social Security. She wasn't getting any money from Gypsy other than the tax refund that her and Rod were doing. That is what Gypsy claims. I agree, misbehaving. Hi, Dr. Vona. Hey, everyone. Hi, Jenny. And then Neva says, I think that codependency swap sides at some point. You know what, Neva? That might be what happened. That might be what happened. Let me just make sure I'm hearing what you're saying. Are you saying that, like, in the beginning, because didn't she say that that Gypsy had like cancer when she was like 7 or something? So if that's the case, there's no way that Gypsy just decided to fake cancer. Like, that doesn't happen that way. So that was why I'm also thinking that, like, there has to be some role mom is playing, in my opinion. I could be dead wrong here. And when I'm wrong, just so you guys know, I definitely will, like, come correct and be like, well, I was way off on that. Like, so just know that about me. So please, if somebody has a different opinion, just know that that's like normal. We're all going to, eventually have a different opinion on some case somewhere. So I hope we all just stick it out with each other. So, because I feel like they're the things that make me learn the most. Like, when I go on DT show and me and him agree on everything, we have a great show, right? But when we don't agree on everything, we have even a better show, because I wind up learning so much that I didn't think about that he was thinking, and vice versa. And then, we can, like, mature our thought process based on that. And that's what learning is. So I like to hear all of the views, because there's some things that I just don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what you don't know. So let's see what else we have here. Munchausen by proxy and Munchausen dynamic duo. So it's now factitious disorder. And I like calling it factitious disorder because it is just that, fake. But I also think that there's malingering here on Gypsy's part too, in my opinion, allegedly. I disagree. I think Gypsy was just born a bad seed. I mean, what 6-year-old decides to fake paralysis? That's what I'm saying, though, misbehaving. Did she fake paralysis at 6? Is that where she supposedly had? Oh, wait, let's see. See, this is why I want to talk about this. I'm getting down there. Hold on. I personally don't care if Dee Dee was a saint or a sinner. All I know is that Gypsy got away with murder. Oh, absolutely. That's why I always start with there's people getting more time for minor drug offense. I totally agree with that. But that's why I always do start with that. This is never, when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about the crime. The truth is, the crime is horrible. She definitely got less than she should have gotten. And, there was probably other charges that she wound up, getting away from. So what I'm interested in is the psychology behind the relationships and behind the behaviors. So the thing is that when I do that, some people get upset sometimes. Like, for example, with Shanann Watts, like, I think that is horrible. I think Chris is a horrible person. But when I look at, like, how, like, with the MLM and then the daughters on the Facebook, like, you just see patterns of behavior, and they're the things that I point out. And we don't always see them in the victims, right? But when we do, I feel like I can't just, like, overlook it because they were the victim, because I'm not really weighing in on the actual murder of the case, because that part has already been weighed in on. Like, she was wrong, she did it, This is more about how did we get to this point? And are there certain people that are just born a bad seed? Sure, there are. But most of the time, we learn from our environment. So, and actually, let me take that back. Most of the time, it's a mix where we have the seed, but it's our environment that sprouts or waters that seed and allows that seed to grow and develop. And even I think I'm glad you said seed, because if you think about how a seed grows, it grows in stages over time. And throughout time, there's different times where people can intervene in life. And even the fact that she would never went to school, she was always homeschooled, like, and there's nothing wrong with being homeschooled, right? But a lot of homeschool kids still have activities with other kids. So I feel like, did she miss out on all of that? Like she said she wasn't allowed to have friends and stuff. Like, was that like a big miss opportunity? So I don't know. So I feel like, although absolutely there is no excuse for what they, I think that's why I'm doing this, is because I feel like I was one of the people that gave her, I literally was one of the people that were like, oh, she did enough time, you guys, like and then I'm like, oh my God. So the whole reason I'm here is because I'm like, wow, I was even duped with this. And before I didn't look into it like I am now. I just knew the things that I saw on like main media and stuff. But you're right. Dee Dee, whether she was a saint or a sinner, that was wrong. But I do want to see, because I want to see how human behavior occurs. I do think that there is, if we're looking at human behavior, again, take the actual last act out of it, the actual behavior that led up to that, who played what role. And the reason that's so interesting for me is because we see history often repeat itself. Gypsy now has a daughter of her own, right? So although her mom's not here anymore, so somebody could argue that, how can learning their relationship help? And it can, because it could help other mother-daughter relationships, but she now has her own daughter. So how does that now play out as her being the mom? It's just interesting, right? Her mom didn't make Gypsy sick. Gypsy was sick. Oh, so Anna. So Anna, you're right about the fact that didn't she have that what's it called? The chromosome deletion or something. I forget exactly what it's called. So please, I'm not a doctor. So don't quote me on that. But so, okay. So this is the thing. I was thinking about what you just said, Anna. I think I'm on the same page as what you're saying. I was thinking about it and I'm like, it's one thing for one or two doctors to maybe believe somebody that's saying something, like making these allegations that they have, whatever the case may be. But apparently there were many doctors. So, could there have been things that she really had? Sure, malingering is when, and that's why I think I'm picking up, on malingering more than anything, because with malingering, oh my gosh, you guys, I have hiccups. With malingering, the thing might be there. The thing gets better, but the person continues with it because there's some financial gain or some, you know what I mean, at the end of it. And that's where malingering comes in for me. After Hurricane Katrina, they moved away and told doctors. That's what I thought, that she lost all important documents in the flood. I thought that too, Coca-Cola. And that would just tell me, wait, Dee Dee was a scammer, but the more I learned, the more I realized she was also a single mom doing her best to look after a sick child. I agree with that. That's what I mean. So I do agree with that, I completely disagree. I mean, yes, we do learn behavior, but I think Gypsy was just born a bad seed. So I guess this is the thing though, right, Misbehaving? It's important to learn this behavior too, because if she really is the bad seed that is being described, right, she is still alive and she's not behind bars and she does have a daughter now. So I do think that it's important that we expose this behavior, but in doing so, I feel like if I just said something like she's a bad seed, I feel like I'm either going to get people that agree with me or don't agree with me. Instead, I'm not really focused in on people like who I'm going to attract or not attract in that way. I teach psychology, so that's always where my mind goes. And I want to look at this because I don't want to just assume like I did before when I assumed that she was like, just the victim type thing. Now I'm like looking at the evidence and trying to make I'm trying to use critical thinking. And she does have a daughter. And I never am for somebody like being taken from their daughter. So that's not what I'm saying here. But she might need some kind of like training of some kind as a parent. And whether that comes from an agent, I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. But thank you for having for being able to articulate that you completely disagree. And I hope to God that that doesn't make you not stick around, because if anything, I would want to know why you don't think that Dee Dee played a role at all. And again, when I say played a role, we're not talking about in her demise. I'm talking about in how Gypsy turned out to be Gypsy. And even if it was a spoiling thing, that still plays a role in the development of a child and what they think that they could get away with, if that makes sense. And I also have a specialization in marriage and family therapy. So I'm a systems thinker, and I'm always, everything equals everything. Each one of us affect the next person that we live with, that we interact with. Even me, I interact with you guys and you interact with me. And we even affect each other on some level. So it's like everything equals everything. So I'm always making those connections because that's what's important to me. And then that allows me in other opportunities to use that same thing, because human behavior, although not always the same, there's a lot of similarities that we'll see throughout different people. Her mom didn't want her dating because if she leaves, that check will leave too. But the thing is, truth, like they're saying, the mom could have been receiving her own check and she could have been receiving her own check. Once she reaches a certain age, the check would have came to her. But the mom might have been that doesn't mean that the mom wasn't getting her own thing. And would somebody really stay just for the tax credit at the end of the year? Like, it's not that much. Oh, Casey's phone died and didn't turn back on. I'm glad you're back. Emma, baby Dee Dee. Oh, wait, who's Emma? Was this Dee Dee's mom? That fact, she bent over backwards for her. So, yes, Dee Dee parented Gypsy the way she was parented. So what makes you say that, Bodisha? Because that's pretty much what I was thinking, that this probably came from her own mom, having her own experiences. I agree, Gypsy was born evil. Dee Dee was not evil. She did her damnedest to take care of Gypsy. She stole that $5,000 from her mom. Oh my God, what? All of the donations that she wouldn't have gotten without Gypsy. I do agree with that. So what about that? Like, that's the thing. So that's why I keep saying malingering, you guys, because even for Dee Dee, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not a single mom. And if I was getting a free something from somebody like that, and especially and I'm just trying to think, like I always play devil's advocate. If I'm a single mom and somebody's willing to help me in some way that could be really helpful for my child, that's going to be hard not to say yes to that, right? So my thing is, I could see somebody continuing, even if Dee Dee never came out and said, you have to act like da-da-da. I believe and again, we're not believing everything Gypsy says, but she does talk in some point about how she felt like if she told her mom about the fact that she could walk and all those things that she says, that her mom wouldn't love her anymore or wouldn't love her the same, that she felt like her mom needed her to be sick. And there is something to that. She didn't say all those words. I just added that in the end about her mom needing her to be sick. But I feel like that's the role. Like, I feel like Gypsy being sick, and this is just my opinion, was part of Dee Dee's identity. And I feel like even the dad praised Dee Dee for being the best mom and for being so strong for Gypsy. And like, he praises her for all of those things. And I believe that praise probably felt good, especially coming from him. So, and it made her feel like she's a good mom, which makes me wonder Why would she want to be seen as a good mom? And that would make me think, because maybe growing up she might not have had the best mom. And I don't know this to be true, you guys. I'm literally going based off of statistics and human behavior and how it would normally fit in a situation like this, if I'm correct on what I'm feeling. So it would say to me that this comes back to, you want to be a good mom, maybe because you didn't feel that, even if her mom was a good mom, that maybe she didn't feel like she had a good mom, the mom herself, right? So the grandmom. So that might be a reason that somebody wants to, and it could also have had something to do. I mean, doesn't Dee Dee's health go downhill once the dad leaves and stuff? Or am I wrong about that? Let me see what you're saying. All the donations. Oh, I read that one. I think she stole the 5,000. So a couple of you were saying that. Wow. Oh, they stole it the night of the act? Hi, Lois. That was what I thought too. Okay. So this is the thing though. So Dee Dee had $5,000 sitting around? Like, where did that come from? Wait, leukemia? I'm not saying she faked cancer, but she faked paralysis for the attention. I agree. I totally think that you're probably you are correct about that. That would be malingering, right? Because didn't she say that, and the only reason I'm thinking that this part is true, what I'm about to say, is because it happened to my daughter. So I could be wrong and I could just be projecting. I talk about projection all the time. So I am very upfront when I could be projecting too. But with my daughter, her last surgery, they gave her like this nerve blocker in her leg, but it wound up blocking her nerves completely to where she couldn't feel her leg. And I heard the doctor outside, like he was nervous that she wasn't going to get feeling back in her leg. So she wound up she gets feeling back in her leg, thank God, and she's fine. But she wound up spending more time in a wheelchair than she probably would have. I'm thinking, had I like even thought differently, and like I never treated Gianna like she was disabled. She doesn't even say that she's disabled, and she's got 3 toes on her 1 foot. She's missing a fibula and ankle in her last 3 toes. She has no idea. She does now. She's 22. But growing up, she had no idea that she was disabled. Like I didn't even use that as a thing. So, but when she was in the hospital, she did get extra attention from all of us. Everybody wanted to give her extra attention because she had multiple limb lengthenings, which were like a year long. So like she did go through hell. So I could imagine a kid wanting that to continue after it ends. And that's just through regular classical conditioning and operant conditioning. So let's see. Yes, my father was once super controlling. Now his wife is. They swapped roles. That could have happened. She pretended to have leukemia too. I think she stole money. Yeah, I think that's what we're at, that she stole the money. I love when people disagree because it then opens our minds to other see, misbehaving. This is why I love the people on my channel so very much. And this is why I say that I have the smartest people that come to my channel on YouTube, because, and I'm willing to like put my ass on the line for this, but this is why, because of this, like we don't disagree and then call each other assholes and block each other, right? No, we talk it out. And I hope, misbehaving, that you send me, like email me stuff so that we can look through it. And if I see something, I can send it something back or whatever, or come to our Discord too, because we have everything on there too. And maybe, like I always say, I'm human. Like I'm good at psychology, but I'm not a detective. Like if there's something I haven't seen, someone show it to me. Like I'll be the first to say that. So and look, Kathleen agrees. I say we have such a great group here. I can't even tell you. So you guys, if we stop this and do this again, I'm assuming hopefully that you guys would come back. She did have a form of leukemia. Oh, wow. That was in remission. Later, Dee Dee was the one with cancer. She had a hysterectomy according to her autopsy. Wow, I didn't know that. And then Lois says she didn't have cancer. There's some medical records that make it seem like it. So, yes, she said she did. Okay, let's vote. So are we saying that Dee Dee did nothing wrong? says Cuff You. So, and again, this should not start anything. Put a 1 in chat if you, and again, so I'm going to have 3 options. 1, Dee Dee did nothing wrong. And again, when we say nothing wrong, I am not talking about the final night. I'm talking about in the development of who Gypsy becomes. So a 1 if Dee Dee had nothing to do with who Gypsy becomes. A 2 if she has everything to do with it. And a 3 if you agree with what I said, that the seed's there, but from watering the seed is how that develops, in my opinion. So a 3 if you think it's a mixture of both. So I'm curious to see. So yes, she did according to herself. She was 9, not 6. She admitted to faking paralysis. She did. Yeah, absolutely she did. Oh, yes, she did. Dee Dee did not deserve to. Oh, no, at all. The only thing we ever knew about Dee Dee until now came from Gypsy. And her sister, or whoever that was, sister-in-law, whatever, that was on the phone with her that we listened to last time. If anybody wasn't here for that, please go back and watch. It's actually in 2 parts because the stream dropped halfway through. I'm not sure if it was on the first or second part, but we did go over it. And the sister or sister-in-law is on the phone with Gypsy in jail. And to make a long story short, she literally is like, your mom wanted to leave Louisiana because we all figured her out. And like, she's like, we didn't like her. And she's like, she wouldn't let us come here. So the people from her growing up didn't have very nice things to say, but could that just be that a sister-in-law or a sister didn't get along? Sure. But that's why I'm still in like the gathering evidence phase. The only thing, oh, I already read that one. There's a video of Gypsy telling Nick that she lied to Dee Dee about not being able to walk. I saw that. This is the thing though, right? So we say in one sense that she's lying about something, but there's other videos of where she says that she knew at some point that she could walk, but her mom, she said that she would be jumping on the bed or whatever, and that her mom saw her, but her mom would tell her to get down, like you're going to get hurt, like you can't move your legs or whatever. So I'm wondering what that was about. I don't know. So let me see what you guys are saying. She did the feigning goat routine in dance class at 4 or in bed. Wait, what? At dance class at 4? Oh, so wait, when did she start getting sick? And when did her mom and dad break up? Does anyone know? And when did after mom and dad break up, when is it that she moves to where they're in like a different, or they're far enough to where dad isn't a part of her daily routine anymore? If anybody knows any of those things, that would be very helpful. All right, let's see. Nature versus nurture, 1,000%. She got away with falsely accusing an inmate of sexually assaulting her and didn't get extra time for that. Yeah, that is terrible. Dee Dee didn't know she could walk until 2011 when she ran away to Dan. Who's Dan? Who's Dan? We're picking the situation apart. We are. You're right. I'm going to end in a minute, but we are. Sure. I think part of psychology, we do that as in psychology a lot of the times, because I think there's a lot of people here too that have a Gypsy or a Dee Dee or, a Ryan or whatever the guys' names are. And they're like, so they know of somebody like somebody in the situations or in the cases that we cover. And I think that's why certain people pick certain parts of a story apart. I think that they're identifying in some sense, not every part. I'm just saying, like, I might be drawn to a certain part. Somebody else might be drawn to another part, and that might go back to something that we might not even realize, or we might. Look for the video with her in the pink dress. There's a few, isn't there? There's a lot of corruption. Dee Dee told others that Gypsy had sleep apnea immediately after she was born in 1991. This was the first known fabricated medical issue. Okay, that's information, right, Cuffy? So where do we have this at? Where do I find that at so I can bring it up next time? We'll have to look into that. I'm sure you know, but for me so that I could bring that up. Because if that's the truth, and you have no reason, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying if that information is the truth, then thank you. Thank you so much, Cuffy. Wow, thank you. I'm getting to that in 1 second. I feel like if I go too far, I'm not going to be able to get back, but I'm getting to it. Thank you, Cuffy. You know, a lot of us said that in the beginning, like Gypsy obviously learned the behavior from somewhere. We also didn't think Dee Dee was the same, but the more we learn, I should speak for myself. Misbehaving, we all are learning, and I was under the impression of something completely different than what I think now, just a month or so ago. And then I think people underestimate how messed up it really is here. Dee Dee coddled and babied Gypsy because Gypsy was a legit sick child. She didn't discipline Gypsy at all. And Anna, I know I go back to the Mackenzie Shirley case, but we see that with entitlement sometimes that can lead to certain personality characteristics. And again, when I say characteristics, I don't mean disorders. We all have personality characteristics, but we get some of those characteristics based on the action or reaction of our parents, our loved ones, our peers, things like that growing up, and how it made us feel. Let's see. What little girl goes to a dance class and fakes a seizure because she doesn't know the steps? Complete narcissist. That happened? Wow. That would be, it was the seizure's fault, not mine. Which is what I always say about when we see narcissistic behavior. Escalation at 3 months old, a detailed clinical reference notes that Dee Dee began expressing concerns about her health when Gypsy was 3 months old, starting with repeated unconfirmed sleep apnea. Does anybody know when mom and dad break up? She did have sleep apnea though. Did she? I would be so scared if my baby had sleep apnea. Like, talk about SIDS. Gypsy was in cheer, dance, Girl Scouts, and Special Olympics. What? Oh, I have so much to learn. What? She did have sleep apnea a lot. Hi, Gala. A lot of these medical issues she either outgrew or overcame because of treatment. Wow. And then we have, I don't think Dee Dee was just an innocent victim being abused by Gypsy. I'm not sure where the dividing line is, but Gypsy couldn't have been abusing or controlling Dee Dee when she was little. That's where I go with this. Like, there had to be something that started first. And again, I have a feeling that we're going to see that this was something that happened with Dee Dee growing up in some sense. And that's just my speculation. The more I've learned, the more I see that Dee Dee was actually a very kind-hearted woman and Gypsy was the evil witch. And you could absolutely be right about that. And again, could two things be true? Could Dee Dee have been an absolutely lovely person and at the same time malinger in some sense? Like, both things could be true. You know what I mean? Like, think about how many of us or how many people have like a parent where you say to your friend, you're like, oh my God, I wish your mom was my mom or whatever. Like, she's so cool. And then the other kid's like, she like straight hits us. Like, what are you talking about? So it's like somebody could be so kind. And I'm not saying that was Dee Dee. I'm just saying that you can have you could also be kind where the kid's like, yeah, my mom's all right or whatever. Like, so you could be kind and still be, have a different dynamic at home. I just want to learn more. I don't know. Either way. And my mind is completely open. I feel like I'm down the middle somewhere. Gypsy always got everything she ever wanted because Dee Dee spoiled her too much. And then it killed her. Cuff you and her grandfather in one of the documentaries said the mother would go off when she stopped breathing. What? The monitor. I was like, wait, what? Oh no, that's right. She has her own daughter. That's scary. Yes, that's what scares me about this. because we see behaviors repeat itself. That's what has me. So like when I found out she just had a baby girl, and I don't know, Barb, if you heard the one yet, where she tells Nick that someday when he fathers their son, that they're going to protect the son. But when he fathers a daughter with her, that she's going to lose her virginity at 13 to him. What? They worked well together as professional scammers, and her baby will be a super scam. This is the thing, Sabrina. What Sabrina's saying is, it is not, and I think of like mafia situations, but I also think of like, if I'm not just pulling from that, even I'm trying to think of a situation where most people would know the reference. Think of like Shameless, right? So you could totally have, for different reasons, like families do scams all the time. Like there's been scams that my family's done that not scams like in my media. I'm saying like growing up, I remember certain things that I'm sure I don't know the full story of them, but there was definitely shady shit at times that I've witnessed. And this is like cousins and brother. Like, so I know that like people will, maybe you might trust maybe somebody that you're related to more. I don't know, but that's a possibility. She was her own daughter. That's scary. Wait, let's see. That's absolutely terrifying. Oh, where did it go? That's absolutely terrifying that she has a daughter, especially after she made the videos. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Deletion disorder. That's what it's called. Chromosomal microdepletion disorder of 1q2 1.1. Oh, look at you misbehaving. Okay. No one can fake a sleep study. It's impossible. Okay, I don't think anybody's saying that anybody's faking a sleep study. Do we have, like, that's the thing. Like, Dee Dee has all these claims, but didn't she also say that she has no medical records because they lost everything? So my thing is, do we have these records? Like, I'm just curious. If you look up the disorder and look at the symptoms, every single thing that Gypsy claims was abuse is actually a symptom of the disorder. That's what I was saying earlier. Could this be from that microdepletion? So it could be. Okay. All right, what else do we have here? No, I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. I work with psychology and I work in higher education and stuff. I don't do like meds, and I call my nurse friends when I have an issue. Okay, between ages 1 and 8, Gypsy Rose was subjected to a growing list of fabricated medical diagnoses created by her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, beginning with the claims of sleep apnea. So, Cuff, you saying one thing, somebody else is saying something else. I just want to see, do we have any records or medical records that we could say either way? Because I'd like to find out somehow. Let's see, in the beginning, we all thought that Dee Dee was totally malingering. But the more we learn, the more we're like, this is the thing, misbehaving. I thought she was more like factitious disorder imposed on another, which is a different disorder. I'm now starting to think that some of this was malingering, which I would say is a step sideways. It's just a different disorder. But one is more for emotional gain. The other one we see more with like financial gain, things like trips, a house, those things. Because you have to remember, right? Even if Gypsy, no matter what she did, Dee Dee still went on these trips with her. She still got that house provided for, like, so she still had those extras that her daughter's diagnoses. And again, if she has that microdepletion disorder, then that is a real disorder right there. So, I mean, maybe not all of it was, which would be malingering, right? When not all of it is made up. Factitious disorder is when it's fake, it's made up. Malingering, there usually really is something, but it resolves itself and the person just continues with it because of that gain. And it's usually often financial gain. 100% closed every element. I'm going to have to look that into that too. It's a case of nature and nurture for sure. That's what I think. I remember Gypsy's dad talking about how Dee Dee was convinced she had sleep apnea when she was a baby and that it was always one thing after another. I felt like I remember that too. Well, once you deep dive, you'll agree, I promise. I'm sure I will, Miss Behaven, and I hope you still stick around to see that day. You know what I mean? Keep watching the Foyas. Oh, and I'm going to do it with you guys too. when I start watching it now, I'm like, why do this by myself? Just go in live and do it with everybody. And if somebody's not interested, they're not interested. But for those of you that are, you'll stay. And I appreciate that. Escalating into multiple severe lifelong conditions, leukemia, muscular dystrophy, failure to thrive. Gypsy's early life reinforcing the illusion that she was severely ill child. And this is the thing, Cuff you just made me think of something. Medical abuse is a real thing, right? If Gypsy really thought that she had any of the disorders, when you get an ailment after that, you automatically think that it's, you know what I mean? So I wonder how much of that, and again, I'm not making excuses. I just like to think of all the things. Look for the video on her in the pink dress. Wait, are we talking about, just so that I know, is this what you're talking about? This one? I know, I keep saying we're going to go. I have to get the cuff use thing too. Let me see if this is the one.
Love. I just finished watching all the videos he sent me, and I adore and worship all of them. I can't believe how much he put into making them for me. I really, really, really appreciate them. They're wonderful. And I just finished watching the last one. And I think it's kind of funny because I was up late that night as well, working on things for you. Well, Demona was working on one thing, and I was working on editing a video for you that I can't give to you, but not yet, but a bit later on, like on your birthday, give it to you. So I was working on that, and she was working on that. And the funniest thing is, you were working on those videos since me. So we were up at the same time doing stuff for each other.
So, real quick, do you mean like a call-in show? Because I do them. And if people will come up and talk, I will most certainly do a call-in show if that's what you're talking about.
Well, I'll answer your first video, and then I'll move on from there.
Call it a call-in show, but really I give you the link so you could come up on panel. I'm just saying, like, people don't have to show their video if they don't want to, is what I was getting at.
Okay. For your first video, you said that
I don't know. I don't know what happened. The video went off. Oh no. Was that the video though, you guys, that you were talking about? Wait, I want to make sure I get the cuff use. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go back and read these. I feel like I'll be here all night if I don't get out. Gypsy didn't tell her mother she couldn't walk for 13 years. This tells me that she wanted. Oh, you guys, I'm not even here anymore. Oh, yes, I am. Here we go. Wait, let me get rid of that so I can come up here. All right, there we go. Please, her mother feared her mother if she did not get it. That's what, yeah, I see that. Let's see what else we have here. We just don't go around people because of how we're raised. I failed, which is why, Brandy, I make sure that I say a million times that I separate that part of the story, because that part we already know is wrong, right? We know that there are millions of people that have, including many of us on here, there's plenty of us on here that have PTSD. So, and nobody here that I know of did anything to anybody that hurt them like that. So I totally agree with that, which is actually more of a reason why I think I'm more interested in studying these things, because this isn't the norm, right? Like, this isn't what we usually see. So I think it's interesting to try to understand how the behavior occurs. And again, I might not be for everyone. I hope I'm for everybody that's here tonight. Let's see. Part of Gypsy's rage was her feeling of entitlement. Yeah, see? Family and friends who knew the Petries have all said Dee Dee was Emma's favorite. And so did Dee Dee friends talk about how Emma and Dee Dee were close. Is Emma the grandmom, like the mom's mom, you guys? Not necessarily in Missouri. Let's see. Dee Dee didn't know Gypsy could. All right, we did. Yeah. Okay. I feel like you're making an excuse for Gypsy. Brandy, the reason I'm doing this, just so you know, I don't know when you came on, and I'm glad that you asked because the whole reason I'm doing this is because I was an apologizer, if not an apologizer, but I mean, like when she was released, what was that, 2 years ago? I watched the Dr. Phil. I was like, oh my gosh, like what a poor, like that poor girl, like get her. And then I start seeing this and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I was duped, right? So that's the whole reason I'm doing this, Brandy, because I feel duped. So I'm not making an excuse. What I try to do, Brandy, is my husband says it all the time. My best and worst quality is I play devil's advocate. Sometimes people just want me to like go hard one way. And I think it's my best quality that I'm able to see things from multiple perspectives, but it's also my worst quality. And I'll give you an example. I think I might have told the story before, but it's funny. So story time real quick. We were driving, my husband and I, long story short, when we're driving and like somebody cuts them off or something, I'll be like, oh, Rye, relax. I'll be like, do you really think that person left the house thinking like, how can I like piss off Bryan Vona today? Like, no, they didn't. But he'll be like, really? Like, can you just like not do that sometimes? Can you just let me like say you're an asshole? He's like, the person doesn't hear me. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I will. Watch this. So the next time this happens, he was like, that asshole. And you guys, I put on like a show like no other. I was like, that mother. I was like, and I like made sure I was like flailing my arms and all. He straight like stopped at the red light, looked over at me, looked straight again, looked at me again and went, what the frig is wrong with you? And started laughing. And we both started laughing. And I was like, is that really what you want me to do? I was like, that wouldn't be me. Like, so he got the point and I got the point that, so now what I do is I don't add the part where I'm like, do you really think that, like, I'll be like, yeah, that sucked. But so I don't, yeah. So we try to find a happy medium. But again, to say that that's my best and worst quality. She didn't tell her mom because she wanted to be spoiled. Chores around the house. And nobody did chores in that house from what I saw in those pictures. If my kids' rooms or any of my rooms in my house looked like that, there'd be a problem. Facts are that we know we've seen it. We have a literal walkthrough of her life and her and work. So, Randy, I'm still in the beginning. As soon as I see something, I will just like, so I did a live yesterday, but I started looking at the evidence at 2:00 a.m. yesterday. So it was 2:00 in the morning. And then I do a live at 9:00 at night. So it wasn't even a full 24 hours yet that I had been looking into the case. And I started work that day, like going back, I teach at the university and college. And I went back to work, so I didn't have the whole day to do all of the. So I'm still in this beginning. So, Brain, will you do me a favor? If you have anything, you or misbehaving, or any of you, Casey, I would say cuff you, but we already talked or whatever. Anna, who else is here? Any of you guys? Odisha, am I saying that right? I want to make sure I'm saying that right. If any of you have anything that you can send me, please do. And it's just my name, remember, at Gmail. It's my first and last name, but my first name is Jaime. Oh my God, cuff you. I still didn't get to your thing yet, did I? Where the hell is it? Oh my God. Oh, here we go. There's no way she could have fooled physicians. But she did, didn't she? She did. What do you think? You guys? I mean, she didn't fool all physicians because we talked about it yesterday, how the one physician winds up saying something, right? Does he make a report or did he just like say something to the people in the office? I know that he writes it, at least like writes it in his notes and stuff. And then later on, he was on one of the documentaries. So I know that she didn't fool him. But this is my thing. If I'm a doctor and like, let's say I'm in, like the doctor's in the emergency room where she tells Nick that she gets her tube, that she had a new tube put in and that she'll be good for a year now. My thing is, at a doctor's office, that might be looked into more, but at an ER where you're trying, like where you're, you know, people are coming in all night, she said you had to wait 6 hours to even be seen. So my thing is, wouldn't a doctor more likely there just believe that you have a reason to have a feeding tube if you already have, you know what I mean? So like, are they really going to be looking into the claim of why, or are they just going to change the feeding tube and then get you out of there and now you have a feeding tube for a year? So I wonder how much of that stuff occurred and how did that play a role? And thank you, Cuff You. That was very nice. You didn't have to do that. She did have sleep apnea. Okay, no problem. Like I'm all about, like, I want to know all the facts. Dan testified that Gypsy gave him a taste for BDSM. Who's Dan? Is that her boyfriend from before? Way before Nick, so yeah. If he left when pregnant, he knows the math. That's probably from before. Oh my gosh, you guys. Gypsy was a conniver from the jump. I'm sure somewhere in the whole micro deletion, this is a very new, right? So we can add some symptoms, right? I'm going to have to look in. Wait, what do you mean? She's definitely a manipulator. I definitely, for sure. Wait, what's this? What is this, Barbara Hall? It's coming up. I hit it and it's taken 25 minutes. I think it's like telling me that it's time for me to be done. Barbara Hall, I love you, yo. What is up with you? Barbara, we need to talk. I need to know like what's been going on with everything. So tomorrow, send me a text. We have to talk. I need an update on your ChatGPT. I'm so glad that I introduced you to ChatGPT. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. You guys are so amazing. I can't even tell you. I am so blessed and so appreciative. I can't even articulate how appreciative I am. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see what else I have here, you guys. I don't want to miss anybody's comments or anything. All right, let's see. Why does she have to document everything? People are not getting that. She's a very good planner and she plans out things. Well, not for nothing. She had all the time in the world to do so, right? Thanks for being here, everyone. Yes, thank you. You guys, if you're not subscribed, that would help me out just as much as, you know, anybody else that's been able to help me out that I'm praising. Just giving me a subscription means more than you guys could possibly understand. Oh, Brandy said you're a doctor, though. See, I'm glad that you asked. So I have my bachelor's and my master's in counseling, psychology, and human behavior. Then I got a specialization in marriage and family therapy. And then I got a doctorate in education. So I did my thing in psychology. So I did my dissertation and my research on the effects of social media on the identity development of 18 to 24-year-olds. So, but I'm not a medical doctor. So I'm glad that I cleared that up if anybody thought that. My mom, I have my degree and I never put it in a frame yet, but I have my other 2 degrees in a frame. So somebody was just saying that I should probably have them behind me, and I agree. So my mom's like, I've been trying to get you a frame for your doctorate degree for a year now. So I'm going to get that, and then I'll put it up somewhere so we could say it. I'm happy I'm diving into this case too, you guys. Let me see. Then why did Dee Dee want her and her daughter away from the extended family? Oh, Explore Corps. Remember the aunt said because we figured her out? Yes, Dee Dee would probably qualify from all of the things that she had. Let me see. There are 4 left-handed stab wounds, none fatal. What? What? And do you guys remember on the call yesterday? I don't know. I don't think Sabrina was here yesterday. Do you guys remember on the call? The aunt says to her today, they said that there was 12. And she went, 12? I didn't even know that. Like as if she had no idea. Wow. There were 4 left-handed stab wounds, none fatal. A bunch of right-handed stab wounds. Okay, I'm again not a doctor. What? How do we explain that? Could you also say though that Nick could have been switching personality type thing? Again, this is me playing devil's advocate. Maybe I should shut up. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking out loud. Wow. But it's funny how she like goes out of her way to be like, I had no idea when she's on the phone. Here's something for you to think about. If there is a medical abuse, why have none of the doctors been called out and taken to court on this? Good question. Good question. You guys can always have an extended chat in the hangout room of my server on Discord. Just so you guys know, I'll have hopefully Cuff You can drop the link again. You guys, we have a really good Discord. It's not like a dramatic one like some other, like I've been part of dramatic Discords, and that was like the only thing I didn't want it to be. But you absolutely can do that. But please make sure, and even if it's just, not just, but like even if it's on Discord, like please make sure that you guys, like if you see something and you're like, oh, well, she should see this, please, by all means. Yeah, I really want to know more about Dee Dee. Oh, they were on so Dee Dee's sisters were on Gypsy side until they learned more. And she put a book with what she said false claims about her grandfather. Oh, yeah, that's what I do, misbehaving. I drop the link and then people join. I call it a call-in because I think for people that aren't really like computer savvy, it's like kind of like, I guess I could call it open panel. I call it a call-in, I don't know why, but I feel like people will understand, at least the people that know my channel, that that's what that is. So, and I explain it when we're on too, but would you come up? I would love to have you up. And whoever else would like to come up. Let's see. I don't believe Dee Dee was treated very well by her family. She probably wasn't. Paging Dr. Vona. Paging Dr. Vona. I love you guys. All right, let's do it. Should we do a call-in show next? Let's see. What's tomorrow? The documentaries, right? And now I'm pissed that I watched every single one. And didn't Gypsy, Lucy Day, have you been here this whole time? I knew that you were here earlier. I just didn't see you in the last few things. Hi, Lucy. Lucy's like, those documentaries are bullshit. I love you guys. Wait, we know that they didn't really flush them. What are we talking about? What did I miss? Yeah, that's how I was, Lois. Most of us started out supporting Gypsy until we started seeing, and I didn't start seeing this stuff, you guys, until legit yesterday at 2 a.m. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm going a little bit faster. I will go back and read these, I promise. This is why I'm very concerned that Gypsy refused one. So Explore Core, I'm glad that you just said that. And I did see that when we were watching a video that someone else said, and I'm glad that you guys said that. That does concern me. The fact that she was offered multiple times mental health help and denied it is a very narcissistic thing. Like it's something that we would see a narcissist do. Becca Scoops, so was it Lucy Day? I don't know why. I saw something come across my screen, and I swear it said that Lucy was disappointed in something. So I never heard of that person. So I wound up looking that person up because I meant to ask Lucy like what it was. And I'm like, I could get down with this lady. Like, she seems like one of my friends or whatever. Like, she seems like somebody I know. So I would like to watch her stuff. I'm gonna watch her stuff to see what she has to say too. I want to hear what everybody has to say. There was another lady with red hair. I didn't really get to watch her because we started this, but I would like to. Yeah, she didn't raise a finger to help. It was a very nice house that they gave them. And there goes my email, you guys, if anybody wants to email me. When Dee Dee and Gypsy moved, the people that knew Dee Dee, most of them, had nothing but good things to say about Dee Dee. Get out, Lois. Oh, I think most of them overlooked her scamming for donations. Let me tell you, scamming for donations happens everywhere. It just happened to a bunch of us on YouTube. And this is the thing, you guys, I'm really good. Like when you give me someone or like you give me a scenario, like I'm definitely good at what I do. However, I'm human and I get duped too. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm very empathetic. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's one of the best things about my husband is that he's like, not that he's not empathetic, but he's like, he can see things like that I'm not seeing. You know, like I'm the person that wants to give, you know, the friend of mine who is using, I'll be like, oh, but they need the $75 because they said they were hungry. And my husband will look at me and be like, Jamie, I guarantee if you say, meet me at the supermarket, they don't show up. And they didn't. He's like, you would have just bought their, I was like, what? So for as smart as I am, I also have the nickname Straight A Stupid because I don't always, it's the common sense things that sometimes slide me. And that could be annoying for some people. I get that. But we make fun of it, right? Like the one night I said, well, they're not the sharpest knife in the sky. And people were like, what did you just say? I was like, what did I say? And then somebody was like, you just said that they're not the sharpest knife in the sky. So that's the thing. So we laugh, you know what I mean? We can laugh. We're not all perfect. I don't want to be perfect. It's weird. She went to the ER, YouTube changed. That's what I was saying. She says that she could have done it herself, but she said that she doesn't want to do it. Dan was her obsession before Nick. Wow. So, wow. She did say, though, about the feeding tube that she says to, I don't know who she said it to. She said it to somebody that she could have done it herself, but that she would only do that if she absolutely had to. Who the frig is Dan? And why don't I know about him? And how do I find out about him? Is it something that I can like YouTube? I have never heard about Dan, which goes to show you how little I thought I knew a lot about this case, but I don't. Toddlers pull their oh my God. I didn't see. This is why I'm not a doctor. I just pictured a kid pulling their tube out and got weak in the knees. Let's see. She had a lot of different ailments from her disorders, different specialists. Let's see. Gypsy planned to go back home after the crime. She didn't think she would get in trouble. See, being the co-conspirator. That's what I said in the beginning of the live tonight. You want to get your master's in counseling? Do it. I was reading this Rich Dad, Poor Dad, John, and a lot of the things that I truly believe he like says, but he also says a lot of things that I never even thought of that I can't wait to implement. But there's two things that my daughter even said. She's like, Mom, you do say that. I always say kiss, keep it simple, stupid. And he says that, but then he also says, and my dad used to always say this, the only things in life that you regret are the risks you didn't take. That's not how he says it in the book. that's how my dad said it, but he pretty much says that same thing. So I would say the only risks in life that you'll regret are the ones that you didn't take. So if you really want to get your degree in counseling, go get your degree in counseling. Don't worry about, don't worry about all the other things. People say to me, oh, I'm 40 now. And I'm like, who the frig cares? Like, go do, like, if it's something you want to get to the end of life and feel like you gave it, that you don't have regrets, that you did what you could while you were here with what you had. She sure didn't expect the end up in jail, right? Thank you so much for coming, Squid. Thank you, you guys. I'm trying to see if there's anything. I feel so bad to like not read every one of these, but I feel like I'm just going to keep you guys on here forever. I'm going to check out the Scoops lady. Oh, Lucy Day, what did you say? Call-in show. Yes, Lucy, you better show up or I'm coming to find you in your different side of the road. Oh, Lucy, was it not you? See, you guys, I think I'm going crazy tonight. Becca Scoops, no? Lucy, am I crazy? That's so funny. Maybe it wasn't you. But I was like, oh no, what did Lucy watch that I didn't? So I'm like, who's this? Lucy, it must have been a comment, like when more than one people comment somewhere and it'll say like Heather, I'm just making this up, like Heather or whatever, and Lucy Day. It must have been something like that where maybe somebody else said something and it was like, and Lucy Day, like, and said something. And I must have just put the two together and been like, oh, Lucy said. So I was trying to figure, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Lucy, did you say that you weren't? See, I pay attention, Lucy, and I have a good memory. You did say that, right? See, I see things, you guys. So yeah, I'm going to look at it too. She's a retired psych nurse and her husband is a retired detective. You've been scanned on YouTube too? Me too. No, misbehaving. I think she would be fine. Lucy, pick up where because I started the thing that I started before we came on here. Like I said, I saw it and I went and looked it up. I was agreeing with a lot of the stuff she was saying. So I definitely am going to go watch it. Dan Glidewell. Okay. I'm going to have to check it out. Dan is a huge reason Dee Dee is gone, in my opinion. Really? You guys. What? Wow. All right, let's see. All I said is the medical examiner. Oh, no, Truth. Did you get yourself in trouble? Why did you say all I said? What does that mean? Yes, I was right. That's funny. The medical examiner can't tell if a perp has a right or left hand because they don't know if the injury was inflicted. That's what I was saying. That's what I meant by how would they know, but I don't know. It's quite the rabbit hole. Oh, God. You said I was using the throat wound as an example. Well, whatever. No matter what. I mean, it was horrible. So, hold on. Thor's like, okay, bitch, it's 1:30. I had enough. I love my dog. He's so funny. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the stream. It's been 3.5 hours. But I will try to come back tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But hopefully I'll be here. Usually by like an hour before I try to put something up, which is why I went a half hour later tonight. Because if not, I would have went like way sooner. And nobody would have gotten a notification, which I do sometimes too. So make sure you put your notifications on. But I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you to my mods. Thank you. Love you. Love you, ladies. My bangs, since the beginning of just tonight, like since we've been sitting here, they're like doing their own thing right now. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being here. This was a lovely, lovely live. And I appreciate all of you. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, y'all.